leads to.
Yeah.
Because the team, we both say they're not going to win 14 games, but if you're winning 10, 11, 12, and you're fighting for the AFC West, and you're still in contention for the number one seed in the AFC, and you have that kind of numbers and QB next to your name, that's default MVP conversation.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. With all these Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy the view through energy-efficient windows from Bluebird Windows and Doors. All June, it's their Buy More, Save More event. Save up to 20% on your window and door projects. And when you mention you heard it from me, you'll save an extra 5%. Bluebird's family-owned, serving the Front Range for over a decade, with windows, doors, and siding built for Colorado's harsh climate. Financing available. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if you're ready for all that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
One real Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Tuesday, June 16th, on a bright and sunny day in Denver, Colorado, as we are fresh, and I mean fresh, out of the oven from mandatory minicamp day number 1. What up, Bill?
Woo! What's going on, ZB? You know it's a work day. You know it's a camp day when ZB comes to the office with a polo on.
Oh,
with the thong, flip-flops, in the shorts, in the nice hat. That's when you know he's professional and he's going to ask a bunch of questions. What's good, Z?
Well, here's the thing is I planned on showering here in our facility downstairs, so I brought like a big gym bag and everything, but because practice went so long, dude, I barely made it on time. I pulled into the parking lot at 1:59, walked in here at exactly 2 o'clock.
I didn't think you were going to make it because I left and I was in a little bit of traffic, and you know I usually leave before you. You love to ask the questions. I don't want Sean beat my ass, so I go back to the studio, get ready, and so I was like, damn, is Z going to make it on time? And you end up making it on time.
I literally had to jog because I had my GPS pulled up and what it was going to take to get to work, and I had to jog in my thong sandal flip-flops from like the press conference area to my car, and we're parking at the Arapahoe Justice Center.
Yeah, where I had to bail you out the other night.
Maybe so. and so I literally had to run just to get here in time, but made it all good. We are fresh off practice. It was a long football practice. We have a bunch of observations to pass along to you guys today, but I'll just start here. What do you think was your biggest takeaway from just this practice, day 1, mandatory minicamp? What do you think is at the top of your list of takeaways?
See, I mean, you can go different places with this. The biggest takeaway for me, other than Bo Nix, because he was out there, he was running around, but he was not practicing in team in 7-on-7, which we talked about yesterday. Probably wasn't going to do. So I'm going to take it back to the receiver position, and to me, it's still Jalen Waddle. He is making plays after plays after plays, and it's either like the intermediate game, the short game, and then, of course, opening up. And it seems like Waddle is just comfortable. All right, he's talking to everybody. He's joking around. Of course, when he's on the field, when he's running his routes, he's so smooth like butter, and he's getting in and out of his breaks, and he's going to be so explosive and so fun to watch this year. The only issue that I had today watching Jalen Waddle is he's building all that chemistry with someone like Jared Stidham.
I know.
Not enough chemistry with Bo Nix because Bo Nix is still not able to practice and do team or 7-on-7 for whatever reason.
Yeah, and you're going to hear from Bo Nix. Guys, they made Bo Nix available day 1.
Shocker.
Mandatory minicamp.
I'm shocked.
I'm not so much. I thought we were going to hear from him. We saw that differently.
Yeah.
But so we're going to have that for you. So don't go anywhere. Our team here behind the scenes is, working on it and cutting it up. And very interesting. Like, let me just, very interesting press conference from Bo Nix for reasons that you'll hear for yourself here shortly. The Waddle conversation. This guy is a problem. This guy is a problem. And I keep on using the term gravitational pull.
Mm-hmm.
He has such a gravitational pull when he is out there. We talked a little bit about this yesterday in the back half of the show, like Tyreek Hill-esque. I'm not saying he's prime Tyreek Hill because there was only one of those, but he doesn't need to be. And the opportunities that this young man, Jalen Waddle, is going to open up for his teammates and then also remind you exactly who he is. Like, he had the biggest play of the day offensively came from Jalen Waddle on, one of these deep over routes. And we can talk about maybe who was at blame a little bit for that play, but Jalen Waddle making an impact in the downfield passing game, Jalen Waddle making an impact in the red zone, catching a touchdown in red zone work. Jalen Waddle lining up in the backfield. I mean, this guy is a Swiss Army knife, and it just, when you see a practice like that, it's tantalizing talent, and I just can't wait to see what it looks like in wholesale fashion on a down-to-down basis for an offense that needs someone exactly like
ZB,
him.
I'm going to tell you what it looks like. Being in that huddle with that man and just breaking the huddle knowing that, okay, he's going to get the ball. Everybody, right, the safety over the top, the cornerback, they know he's going to get the ball, and yet they can't stop that man because of his routes, because of his speed, because of him breaking down and be able to get in and out of those breaks. I mean, it doesn't matter if they double up Jalen Waddle this year. The man is going to get open, and that's going to help Bo Nix out. Why, guys? Because now Bo is not going to be sitting in the pocket for 6-7 seconds trying to pat the ball for someone to get open. No, it's going to be like 3-step drop, 4-step drop. Okay, Waddle is going to be there. The timing, the rhythm, the processing that we're all looking for, it's going to be on display every single Sunday. And then it's going to open up everybody else. Troy Franklin's going to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat Bryant, Mr. Pat Bryant, he's going to eat. Cortland Sutton, he'll have his opportunities, all because of this little man that everybody laughed at or kind of were like, he's so little, 5'8", 185 pounds, but explosive as hell, and is going to be so dynamic.
Yeah, I think he's going to change the offense. I literally think, isn't that incredible? And it's almost like this with food too, right? When you're building a recipe and you add some like cayenne pepper, it changes the entire taste. Even though
spice,
even though if the 7 other ingredients are the same, you add some cayenne pepper and the entire complexion of the taste and the meal changes. That's Jalen Waddle. There's so much continuity on this offense. Yeah, there's a handful of new pieces, him being at the top of that list, but it's just going to change the complexion. It's going to change all the other flavors and bring other flavors. If we're continuing with the food, and one added ingredient analogy, you're going to see an increased flavor from Troy Franklin.
Yes.
From Cortland Sutton. And it's so exciting. And I hope, and we can talk further about this here, throughout the afternoon. We have nothing but time. But the hope is that the addition of Waddle and an offense being called at a elevated level between Sean Payton's genius and Davis Webb's ingenuity. Hopefully we get to a point where this is more of a 50-50 cooperation for the first time in a long time between the Broncos offense and defense.
They need to, right? It's time for the offense to help the defense out. At some point, the defense is going to regress a little bit. It's a long year. It's a tough schedule.
Yep. Maintaining a defense is harder than
really
offense.
It really is. But now having Bo Nix going into year 3, understanding the system, understanding that you have another weapon, you still have Court, you still have the 3 other receivers, you're confident. All right, Evan Ingram, all right, you're hoping to get him involved a lot more than you did last year. And now it's just on Davis Webb to go out there and let it rip. Isn't that what everybody's saying?
Yep, let it
rip. Get everybody involved. But it starts with hitting that middle of the field. It opens up everything if you can get those 15-yard routes down the middle of the field, which we've seen multiple times, ZB, where they're clearing it out, whether it's Cortland Sutton and it's Troy Franklin and Evan Ingram clearing it out for Waddle to come back across the middle of the field. And those are your explosive plays that you're looking for. And all that's going to do is going to help that damn run game. It's going to help the momentum swing to the offensive side of the ball. It's going to help the rhythm for Bo Nix. Man, there's going to be a lot of excitement if they can all get on the same page before the season starts.
There was a moment at practice that was, for this time of year, pretty dramatic, but it continued not just one, but 2 different themes from a year ago, and not the good kind. And we'll talk about it next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Last up, Arvada. June 26th from 2 to 6 at Arvada Beer Garden.
That was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Drivers who switch to Progressive could save hundreds just by bundling home and auto insurance, because you can't go wrong saving money. Unless you spend it on a guitar, never learn to play it, but lie and say that you did. Then someone hands you a guitar at a party and asks you to play, so you decide to improvise this.
Well, don't you know that but that's not it. Dreams are fun and also good.
Yep, you can't go wrong bundling and saving money with Progressive. Well, depends on how you spend it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Summer has officially arrived. What's up, guys? It's Zach here. 5280 Exteriors wants to help you get your home ready before the seasons change. All June long, when you purchase a whole house of siding, you'll get free gutter guards, a limited time offer designed to protect your home and your wallet. Don't wait, guys. Book your project now and enjoy stunning new siding before fall weather rolls in. Visit 5280exteriors.com to schedule your free estimate. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
What's up, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Reclaim your freedom to move, explore, and live life on your own terms. If degenerative joints are trapping you in pain, Regen RX's natural stem cell or PRP therapy sets you free, using your body's own natural ability to heal. Regain the freedom you've been missing. Get your totally free consultation today and see if it's the right move for you. Give my friends at Regen RX a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. That's regenrx.co and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303 Law 4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303 Law 4040.
Colorado weather can be unpredictable, but your roof doesn't have to be. When hail, wind, or storm damage strikes, trust Colorado's best roofing. Locally owned and operated since 2012 and a proud GAF Master Elite contractor with an A+ BBB rating. They provide expert roofing solutions for both residential and commercial properties and work with all insurance companies. Don't wait for a small problem to become a costly repair. Schedule your free roof inspection today and get the peace of mind you deserve. Visit roofingcolorado.com.
The average cost of a first-time DUI in Colorado is over $13,000, and a conviction gives you a criminal record. Make a plan for a sober ride before the party begins. Don't underestimate impairment.
This segment on The Fan brought to you by Denver Roof Pros.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Reacting to day number 1 of mandatory minicamp. We have so many observations to continue to comb through, and some good, some not so good. That's football practice, right?
Yes, man. You win some, you lose some. You live to fight another day.
That's right.
There we go. It's off
That's
some
right.
movie, right?
Yeah, that's Friday.
Okay.
That's the dad from Friday.
Yes.
Yes. You win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. Yes.
That's exactly what the Denver Broncos did today.
Oh, my God. Once upon a time, I could quote the entire movie start to finish. When I was like 13, 14 years old, I could quote the entire movie start to finish. So I said going into the last commercial break that there was a moment that happened at practice that for a practice like this, it was kind of dramatic. It was a dramatic moment within practice, all right? Now, I don't mean to make it more than it is. It was just a moment of practice, that's all. But it continued a theme from a year ago that I just want to be cognizant of and keep in our back pocket.
So what's on your mind?
Courtland Sutton. This man cooked Riley Moss.
Well, Riley Boss to you. That's your king.
Well, when he deserves to be called Riley Boss or Riley Sauce, I will call him that. This ain't that moment. Is Courtland Sutton a speedster?
No, he's not looked at as a speedster. He can open up. He's a big dude, stride, but he doesn't have the wheels like a Jalen Waddle.
No, he's more of a plotting possessional receiver, go up and get a 50-50 ball, and he's made a career out of that. So that makes it concerning that Riley Moss was cooked to the degree where Courtland Sutton, by NFL standards, was wide open.
He was well done cooked. Right, we're not talking about medium. It was well done for Riley Moss.
One of your steaks.
It's right there.
Like shoe leather.
There we go. I love that beef jerky.
And so you have a non-speedster beating a guy so clean that Jarrett Stidham just drops it out of the sky, drops it in the bucket.
Beautiful pass. I mean, Jarrett Stidham sitting back there with a 5-step drop. All right, you can see the hair glistening off the helmet. Throws it up, ZB. What happens next?
And Sutton dropped it.
He drops it.
And again, drops are going to happen at football practice.
Yeah, this is why you practice.
Drops are going to happen in football games, like it or not, right? It happens to everyone. But it happened way too much a year ago to Courtland Sutton. And it was the most that I saw him drop balls in his career. So you have two different themes working together simultaneously on the same play. It's a guy who has shown a propensity to just flat out get beat on game days to the point where he's leading the league in defensive pass interference.
He put the gloves on, right? He put the boxing gloves on during a couple of practices.
He did.
To stop himself from holding on to somebody.
So that's why I wanted to just put it in park here for just a second and talk about this specific play, because it actually extends beyond the play. It's two different themes that extend from last season to this season. It's Sutton and his reliability rating just not being where it should be, and I think he would say that if you looked at his tape a year ago. And it's Riley Moss who just is still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Courtland Sutton beat Riley off the line of scrimmage, and he was gone. Right, it was 4 steps ahead, and it was an easy catch if you're Courtland Sutton.
Definitely.
Right, like it's just sitting right there. You have to focus on it. Courtland doesn't focus on it. It's an easy drop ball that in a game, it's a bona fide touchdown. You're scoring a touchdown off of that.
Yeah.
And that could be the reason why you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, the LA Rams, or the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, yeah, Court needs to go back. And I know he's going to go back and understand that, man, that can't happen this year. But for Riley Moss, he has to start tightening up, bow up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because what would that have looked like if that was Jalen Waddle, Z?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, he's not even in the frame on CBS. He's not even in the frame.
That can't happen this year. All right, the defense is going to still have to play their part, do their part to help win these games. And Riley Moss is going to have to take a next step. And also for Riley, you want to get paid, don't you? Well, then this is the year where you take that next step up. This is the year where you have a couple more interceptions. This is the year where you don't have a bunch of flags thrown your way. So, yes, this is practice, and this sucks for players when we're out there because we're going to critique every little thing, and you're going to mess up in practice, but it can't be something that consistently happens throughout camp, throughout the rest of the next 2 days of minicamp.
Yeah, it just can't. And because that play that we saw today that we're sort of your eyes for, that play, if that happens on a Sunday, people are ranting and raving on social media. It could cost you a win or a loss.
Yep.
The razor-thin margins in this league are what they are. And yeah, it just can't happen. And so
both can't happen.
Both can't happen,
which is crazy.
Which of the two themes do you think is more relevant?
I'm going to go with
Sutton, and if you're just joining us, Sutton and his drops from a year ago, or Riley Moss consistently out of position and getting beat?
I'm going to go with Riley Moss getting beat because, look, we can't – the defense has been the backbone of this team. And now they can't take a major step back. They may regress a little bit with the schedule. But if Riley Moss is getting beat, it's going to change the dynamic of how the defense is going to be played. Now you have to have all eyes on Riley and helping him out over the top. So what does that do? It forces a safety to have to stay back instead of maybe bringing him in the box to stop the run more or coming off a blitz to force the quarterback to throw a bad ball or bad pass. And so you want to trust Riley Moss. And so when Riley's out there getting burnt like he did today, it's not going to help you trust him more. Even as a teammate or a safety, you're like, man, I can't trust to leave my spot to maybe go make a play because if I mess up and they're going to throw it over the top to you, I don't know if you're going to be there or if you're going to be burnt. So I'm going to say Riley Moss, Z.
Yeah, I think I have to co-sign that. I do. And that cornerback too. Guys, the targets aren't going anywhere. Whoever is playing opposite of Pat Surtain is going to get picked on. And I happen to believe, and I know I'm in the minority, I think Riley Moss is a better football player than, and you may agree with this too, but I think Riley Moss is a better football player than social media would like to believe on a game day.
Hands down. That's why he's still sitting here as the number 2 cornerback. He's starting, and Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, has a lot of faith in him. Now for Riley, you got to go out there and make the plays. Make everybody in the front office right by making those plays and force them to extend you. So you're right. So for Riley, take the sleeves off. We know what you are. Now go make those plays.
What do you mean we know what you are?
You know what I mean.
What do you
like,
mean,
hey,
you people?
You can't hide from me, Mr. Postman.
Well, look, even though I believe that Riley Moss is a better football player than a lot of people would like to believe, even people who do this job, who crush Riley, there's a reason he's still there. We do not see Riley typically on game days getting beat the way he got beat today.
No.
We see him getting beat by small margins and then trying to overcompensate for getting beat with his hands that lead to penalties. And you talk about a theme. I mean, goodness gracious, he literally led the league in that department. So, and this deserves to be mentioned too. We're out there 2 weeks ago for phase 1 of OTAs, and Jalen Waddle had him in a pretzel going across the middle. So, again, this in some ways, not always, but in some ways ties back to the Jahdae Barron conversation. That on paper, the Broncos' plan was for Jahdae Barron to take over cornerback 2 and play opposite PS2.
You don't draft a cornerback in the first round to play nickel Z all your life.
No. So, and by the way, I told you that I would ask about Jahdae Barron.
Yeah.
I didn't. There's a reason why, and we'll circle back to it here in just a little bit. Do the Denver Broncos need to create a plan for life without Jonathan Cooper? We'll give you the latest, and we do have some breaking news here in the last couple minutes. We'll give it to you next.
Joe Sakic says he's running it back, but is he really?
I think a lot of what we heard on Thursday was a smokescreen. I think he wanted to come out and say, hey, we love this team. We love our players. Because you don't want to come out and tip your hand by saying, hey, we're prepared to break this thing up. You talk up your players. You keep their value high with the understanding that you are absolutely open to going out and making deals this offseason.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 1043 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
We have a bit of an update in the Jonathan Cooper situation that just came out moments ago, and we'll tell you in general what Sean Payton had to say about that here in just a second. Before we do, is your kid interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 1043 The Fan for our 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan youth football camp presented by Walmart, Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Kids aged 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from former Bronco players Mark Schlereth if you go by what Sean Payton called him today. You got Phillip Lindsay out there. Stoke will be out there, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South High School. All proceeds, every penny, guys, benefits Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your child, head to denversports.com/camp. And it is with incredible regret. Baseball schedule came out for that weekend. Got a game at 8 and a game at 10.
Z.
Unreal.
I know Big O's not scared, but if you're scared, go to church, baby. You're okay.
Unreal.
He's
I'm actually
doing well, though, man. You showed me a clip yesterday.
He's doing really well.
How did he do? He had a game yesterday, right?
He did great.
Okay,
dude.
Good.
Dude, we're 6 games in. The kid hasn't struck out yet. It's first year playing baseball. I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
Next superstar signed a contract right now. Come on.
Futures deal. All right, so bit of an update on the Jonathan Cooper situation.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
All right, so we have just learned moments ago. All right, one, Jonathan Cooper wasn't out there.
Yeah.
All right.
We suspected that, though.
Yep, we predicted that. It would have been crazy if we did see him out there, okay? Now, Sean Payton up at the podium basically said in so many words, and we would play the audio for you, but at the start of the press conference, their airing of it, things got janky from a technical perspective, so we don't have the exact response. But basically, he said he's not going to be around, all right? We're going to let the legal process play out. The money part of his quote was that here organizationally, with this ownership group and as a coaching staff, as the Denver Broncos, we have a high bar for how we behave. And obviously in direct relation to he did not meet that. And so your antennas go up when Sean said that. Yeah, when you reference like a personal code of conduct and the standard that wasn't met, my antennas are. Yeah.
So what are you thinking then for Jay Coop? Is it still the suspension? We don't know what the NFL is going to do.
We don't know.
Now, we think the NFL is going to suspend him for at least 6 games.
Yeah, I believe that.
If he's still on this team. Now, with that being said, do you think the Denver Broncos are going to keep Coop around, or is this a situation now where it's like, man, strike 2? We had this long talk with you, and last time we listened to Sean talking about Greg Penner, Kerry Penner, and Sean himself talking to Coop. Then for him to turn around and still try to talk to his girlfriend, and more things come out.
All right. So let me just say this because it needs to be said for clarification.
Yeah.
What he did, in my opinion, was dumb. Okay?
And you talk Coop,
him reaching back out, the text messages, the calls, and then going to her house. I think that was stupid. Stupid, just on face value. Stupid.
It doesn't make any sense to do.
But I have to mention that in his exact, by the letter of the law, he didn't break a protection code. From what I understand, him reaching out to her, calling her, even going over there, it was not a part of the directive from law enforcement. So in some ways, again, despite me saying I think it's dumb, I don't believe that he broke a further law.
But you would think, like, hey, common sense is stay away from this situation. Stay away from your girl until everything gets cleared up.
That's why I think
we're
it's
having
dumb.
this long conversation for a reason. We're on your side. Then you turn around and you do it again. You get arrested again, and now it puts Greg and Kerry Penner in a rough situation. What do you do?
I agree. So, again, that's why I think it's dumb. It was dumb. I keep going back and forth on this. I do. Because on one hand, on Friday, I said I believe he's played his last down as a Denver Bronco.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of me still believes that. But you also you want to probably let this thing fully play out. And there's some moments where I'm like, man, at the end of the day, if the law and the league don't take him off the Denver Broncos, are the Denver Broncos going to be the ones to say, this is our new standard?
Yeah.
And despite us giving you a $60 million contract and being a huge part of our defense, you're still gone? I just keep going back and forth. If I had to choose right now, I think he's done as a Bronco. I don't think his days in the NFL are completely done, but I think he's done in Denver. I may be wrong about that.
You got to set an example, because if they don't do anything with this, and something else happens to another player that's not as big as someone like Jonathan Cooper, and they let him go, then what is that telling your players, right? It's like, okay, like favorites. So I'm with you. I think they're going to let it play out. Greg and Kerry Penner are going to let this play out. And then if something is wrong, then it's like, hey, we're going to cut ties with you because they can get their money back.
They can.
And it also shows the whole locker room and even the coaching staff that they're not messing around, that you're going to play by the rules, and there is a standard here, and we're all going to obey to that standard.
Well, here's the latest. And this is just coming out here while we're on the air in the last segment. And I'm reading from CBS News, all right, CBS Colorado. The 23rd Judicial District Attorney in Douglas County has dropped charges against a woman who was recently involved in 2 incidents with Denver Broncos outside linebacker Jonathan Cooper. The woman and Cooper were both arrested 2 weeks ago for a June 3rd dispute between the two at Cooper's home in Parker. The 28-year-old woman and Cooper were both arrested on criminal mischief charges after court documents indicate an argument over cell phones and accusations made by the woman that Cooper had been cheating. Court documents say the two had been in a 4-year relationship. You told us that last week, Phil. Cooper still faces the charges, all right, and it still faces that charge and several others. But the woman, they have dropped the charges. This is another not very good day for Jonathan Cooper. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. But if two sides have conflicting stories, right, and the charges, both were initially charged, and now her charges have been dropped, probably not a good day for him.
Yeah, because his charges are still there. So what is that saying? All right, that they're probably believing the woman at this point and not someone like Jonathan Cooper.
Yes.
And now it's not just about the Broncos. All right, now the NFL's involved. They're doing their investigations. So it's really messy, and it sucks for Coop. It sucks for everybody that has to be a part of this. Sean, Greg and Kerry Penner and what they're doing, and it's just a distraction.
It is.
And I know being in that locker room, it can be a distraction when it continues to happen over and over and over, especially if someone like Coop is allowed to go into the building. In this case, it doesn't look like he's a part of the he's a part of the team, but not really a part of the team right now. And so now you kind of keep that away, so less of a distraction as of right now.
So in summary, what we learned today, Jonathan Cooper definitively not around and will not be around. Sean Payton referencing a standard that the Broncos organization has for basically ethics. And the third piece and the more tangible piece, the charges against the woman have been dropped. All right. We have more breaking news in real time. It sounds like the Colorado Avalanche have traded Ross Colton.
Oh, okay.
This is not shocking, I don't think. We had sort of speculated this could be the case. There's a disconnect between Colton and I think Jared Bednar just in general. Do we know what the compensation is, Drew?
We don't know yet. It sounds like draft picks. We don't know what it is, but he's going to Nashville with the former Avs GM Chris McFarland.
How about that?
Crazy, huh?
Very interesting.
So you don't burn bridges. You never know where your next stop is going to be.
That's
or
right.
If you need some help.
That's right. Okay, one of the more interesting press conferences that we have had from Bo Nix, speaking for the first time in an official capacity since the injury took place, and he wanted to talk to the media. If you want to frame it, he called his own press conference. I think it's in bounds. But we heard from Bo Nix for the first time since then, and you'll hear it coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball size hail, to be exact. Damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Hey, Colorado, do you hear that? Not really? That's the sound of your neighbor Gary mowing his lawn at 6 a.m. with his new electric lawn equipment. Gary got 30% off with a statewide discount on all new electric lawnmowers, trimmers, and leaf blowers. Don't sleep on this great deal. Statewide discount only through the end of 2026. Learn more at simplestepsbetterair.org. Again, that's simplestepsbetterair.org.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com.
The new 2026 Honda CR-V was made for Colorado, and Champ Honda is the place to get one. Whether you're navigating city streets or heading up to the mountains, the CR-V delivers the comfort and capability you need for all of it. Champ Honda has the largest inventory since before COVID, so you have plenty of great options to choose from. And with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, you know you'll be treated fairly with no games or hidden charges. And remember, they never charge dealer handling fees.
Non-stop rodeo action at Cheyenne Frontier Days. Contestants competing for more than $1 million and the most coveted championship title. Every ride and every run counts. No second chances. It's sudden death. Move on or ride off into the sunset. Only at the daddy of them all. Rodeo tickets on sale now at cfdrodeo.com. Cheyenne Frontier Days, the wildest ride in the West.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. 35 years of quality products, next-day delivery, and fast will call service. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. The sound of a seatbelt. It's one of the most important sounds in our car. It means everyone is ready and everyone is safe. The more our kids see us put on our seatbelts, the more natural it is for them to put theirs on too. Make it a priority. Buckle up every time. Hear the sound? Make it a habit.
Paid for by NHTSA.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you here on a Tuesday, reacting to day one of mandatory minicamp. Phil and I were out there watching every single rep, being your eyes and ears, as we have done this for a few years now.
Yep.
Our attendance at this kind of stuff has been really good, and it's fun because, like, we get, like, in our whole market, we get to react first. Like, we came right from practice, and we get to come right behind microphones. We have all our notes and kind of
the details too, man. Like, we're up close and personal. We get to hear what the players are saying, what the coaches are saying. We get to see the live action, the one-on-one battles. I mean, it's fun to be a part of that, and especially for someone like me, Z, that play. Now I'm on the other side of it, the dark side they would like to call it. I think it's the fun side. It just gives you a different point of view, perspective on how things are. So, yeah, it's fun, man. It's all about the details, baby.
It is, and no detail too small.
Yep.
Not necessarily a detail, but more of a big deal is Bo Nix. Bo Nix is arguably, and I would say it's arguably the most important person in Denver sports.
Yes.
And I was going to say it's inarguable, but we got a guy, Nikola Jokic down the street, pretty big deal.
Yeah, he's a big deal, but simmer down right now. We're talking about Bo Nix. The Denver Broncos are not the Denver Broncos and don't have a chance to win a Super Bowl without that man, Bo Nix.
It's true. And so we know the deal. Bo has missed the offseason in a way that he was not anticipated to, right? The timeline that was initially put out there was incorrect. We have an additional surgery. And so today we got to hear from Bo for the first time since all this stuff went down. All right, here was Bo right out of the gate talking about it's good to be back out with the fellas.
It was great. They've been practicing for a couple weeks. Today was my first time kind of getting out there and sort of going through everything with them. But it was great. It was, as I expected, it was a very clean operation. Our guys were doing a great job, Sam and Jarrett, and they're doing phenomenal as expected. And then the rest of the guys are just playing really well and sort of getting used to everything. And not that it's even changed a lot, just some nuances and some different things. But guys are picking it up really well, handling it well. And I think it's probably, in my opinion, the furthest we've been at this point in the season. So I'm really confident and excited to get through the summer into training camp with these guys.
All right, so it was good to see Bo back out there. What he did was just individual work.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't even participate in 7-on-7s. Given that Sean said, you guys will see him next week. Is there any level of disappointment that we didn't see more?
No, I mean, Sean put him out there because he didn't want to be called a liar. All right, I think all along Sean knew that Bo wasn't going to go through team or he wasn't going to go through 7-on-7. It's not smart to do that right now, especially with your franchise quarterback. If he's not ready to go or you feel like he still needs a little bit more time rehabbing, why put him out there during OTAs or the mandatory minicamp when he's going to be able to go after these next 2 days of practice and he's going to have 3 or 4 weeks to really get ready for camp, and that's when you really want to see him, Z. So, no, Sean just wanted to make sure that he circled around so he could say, I told you guys he would be out there. I'm not a liar.
Well, he technically was not doing a lot. It's all good. I told you guys, hey, even if he's 95%, if he's not 100%, we don't need to see him.
No.
And we certainly didn't. Here was more from Bo Nix breaking down the process of what happened with his ankle.
Yeah, so the first one, obviously, right after the season, non-weight bearing for a couple of weeks, get back going. Felt pretty good. Still having a little bit of an issue with a bone spur. So what we did was even though I probably could have gone again, done the whole season again, it was just aggravated me for too long. So what we did was, since I was a little bit ahead, thought it best to go ahead and decompress it a little bit, and then still have plenty of time to get back for the summer to prepare for the season. And thank goodness, OTAs wise, you want to go through them, but at this point, going into year 3, actually the other day at practice, somebody said I had played like 35 or something games already, which is just hard to believe. It's been that long very quickly, but knew that OTAs would be a good learning experience from, on the side perspective, watching, getting sort of my mental reps, and then getting all my physical reps as the summer and season comes. But feel really good where I'm at. I'm actually sort of glad we've got it all out of the way. Don't have to do it in the years to come, but football's a physical game, so there's no telling what'll come up. But for right now, I feel really good about the steps I'm making, and, going to be just fine.
All right, so at this point, we sort of know what happened, all right? And we honestly knew what happened before this today.
Yeah.
All right, and let me just peel back the curtain a little bit. We knew here behind the scenes that he had bone spurs.
Yeah. Yep.
We knew that. I was told that by someone that I trust entirely from inside the organization. But if I go on the radio and say exactly that, I betray some of that trust.
Yeah.
And so
Not worth it.
It's not worth it. Bo had the surgery. There was stuff floating around in there.
As we suspected.
Yep. It was bothering the hell out of him. Could he structurally moved forward and played? Yes, he could have. But he was in real discomfort. And it had to have been enough discomfort that he wanted to get another surgery and miss a portion of the offseason. And the risk versus reward, could I push through it? Yeah, but it's going to be...
Is it worth it right now?
Right.
To go through pain every single day. And I actually have bone spurs, so I know exactly what he's feeling. It's the sharp pain. And it happens... It's not going to happen all the time. But sometimes it will happen at the wrong times during a game, during a practice, and now it hinders you from doing what you want to do. So you have to, in the back of your head, you have to think, okay, is it worth battling through this pain, or because we have time and I have time to heal, let me go and take care of this so things are not floating around, and for his case, his ankle, and maybe it gets stuck in a joint and now he's catching. You don't want that during a game. So he made the right decision for himself and for his career by going back in and cleaning all the bone spurs up and anything else floating around, Z.
Well, Bo Nix his importance to the team, you can't even measure it. If Bo Nix isn't right, so much depends on him. He is the straw that stirs this drink. He is the guy that the Denver Broncos searched out for a literal decade. And so as long as he is on the path to 100%, and it sounds like, and we'll hear from Bo just a little bit later, he sounds like he thinks he could go today. So maybe the team in some ways sort of working with him and saying, hey,
well, you got to save a player from himself sometimes, because we always think we can do more. We're athletes, we're competitive, and right now is not the time. And so this is where Bo Lowry, shout out, Mr. Bo Lowry, this is where he comes to play. All right, the training staff, Sean Payton, everybody being on the same page saying, hey, look, we know you can go, but is it worth it right now? Give yourself another month or so to get really ready to go, get acclimated again to playing football, knock some of that rust off, and then show everybody, show the world when it matters the most, and that's camp, building the chemistry with Jalen Waddle and his teammates, doing some preseason games, and, of course, week 1 against Kansas City. That's all that matters is Bo Nix is out there during week 1.
Yeah, but it does, it sucks simultaneously, as you said, like we're watching a 2-hour plus practice, and Waddle is building this, rhythm with someone who's not going to be playing quarterback for the Broncos. And if he is, then things went wrong. And so it's unfortunate, but it's not anywhere close to the end of the world. Bo Lowry, by the way, truly shout out, did come over and say hello.
Yeah, he did.
During practice, and he listens to the show, and we greatly appreciate that. He was giving me a little bit of a hard time.
He said, leave Bo alone.
He didn't quite say that.
I'm with you, I'm with you, old Bo.
He didn't quite say that. But Bo Lowry was giving me a bit of a hard time for my concern over Bo's ankles.
He just wanted to reassure you that Bo is going to be just fine.
He did. And I trust Bo Lowry. He's obviously so good at what he does, and really things have really flipped since he and his team got here. And it's under new management, I guess you could say, and it's really been successful. So for someone like me, and by the way, just to reset this, like my concern has never been about being ready for training camp or being ready for week 1. My overall concern is the totality and the long term and this venture, this decade-long venture. That's where my concern lies, not whether he's going to be ready for Arrowhead or day 1 of training camp. But good for Bo, giving me a hard time.
Yeah. I mean,
I love it.
Building connections, building a relationship. That's what it's all about, And so for Bo Lowry, he's done a great job of helping those players stay healthy. They trust him. They believe in him. And we all believe in Bo Lowry now, because for the 3 straight years, the Denver Broncos have been the healthiest team in the NFL, or one of the healthiest teams in the NFL. So, that's why the Denver Broncos have a chance to have success. Your best players, and honestly, your whole team needs to be intact and healthy enough to go for a playoff push, a playoff run. So hopefully it can happen for a 4th year for Bo Lowry and, of course, the Denver Broncos.
Here's a little bit more from Bo Nix. Got a couple Bo's around here. Bo Nix more talking about that ankle and the process here.
Well, it was hard because I wanted to be full speed so fast, but that's just unfortunately not how post-surgery goes. But been there, had an ankle fracture in college, so knew sort of what the rehab was. Obviously, it was a different bone, so you got to let those different bones heal differently. And when I got back going, felt really good, just a little bit of soreness. Just wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way for good. And now, they tell me I didn't get in there and look at it, but the doctors tell me it's ankle looks as good as new, and we're right back to normal. So once the progression of the rehab comes and goes, after you wait your due diligence and wait patiently, get through it, should feel great.
Should feel great. Doctor told me the ankle looks as good as new.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Love to hear it.
And the new surgeries, surgeries nowadays, they can put bionic knees and ankles in you that you do feel well. Knock on wood for the players out there. But for me specifically, I had tore my knee up, and honestly, I've been good ever since. Stronger. And, of course, because they go in there, they tighten everything up, and so it's stronger anyway, and you're always working on it. You're rehabbing it all the time. That it ends up being the strongest thing on your body at that time. And so hopefully for Bo, this is the case, and he doesn't have to deal with the ankle injuries again.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be obviously best case scenario. You got to go out there and do it.
Yep.
All right. But if he's saying the doctor is saying, right? Because the last time we heard from this doctor, he was saying it's predisposed.
Yeah, which doctor is Bo talking about?
Now it's as good as new.
He must have fired the other doctor.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Now it's as good as new. Maybe now he's even faster. He says. I don't know.
Well, my concern is they say it's back healthy as good as new, and I hadn't really been like that in a couple of years. So my concern is maybe move around a little bit better.
Maybe moving around a little bit better. That's his real concern, Phil.
Look, he's been hurt for a couple of years. He said it hasn't felt the same. Now I got the bionic ankle, and I can do a bunch of stuff. It's like the go-go gadget, right? He can do whatever he wants, and he can jump out of the gym and run as fast as Flash. Hopefully that is the case so he can score a bunch of touchdowns and stay healthy because of it.
That would be great. Here's Sean Payton. What was it like having Bo back on the field?
There were certain things he didn't do in the team periods, but a lot of what he did in the individual, he's doing well. He's doing really well. I was just talking to Mark Schlereth earlier, pre-practice, and he'll clearly be ready in time for training camp. I think he's going to be full by the end of this month, and yet it's good to have him out here in uniform.
He'll be good by the end of this month. All right, so here we are approaching the somehow. Well, no, we are in the middle of the month.
In the thick of things.
It's June 16th. Goodness gracious! But by the end of this month, he'll be back. He even told Mark Schlereth. No, Schlereth is the way you say it. I don't know what that was that he just said. But yeah, Mark was out there at practice representing our morning show. We know Mike and Stoke aren't going to make it.
Come on now. Mike's sleep right now. Stoke's on a golf course.
Here is more from Sean Payton on Nick's progress after surgery.
I'm pleased with his progress. I'm pleased with his ability to lead our team and the experience. When you look at that class, there's a handful of them that got into the postseason this year. He was a big part of that. And I'm super excited. And I think I mentioned this last week because I think this is important. I don't think when he's fully recovered and he's out here participating, you're going to see someone that doesn't move. Some of his superpowers, ability to move and not get sacked, find throws. I don't think any of that will be impacted at all. And I think he's working extremely hard on this recovery, and I think he's more than ahead of schedule.
More than ahead of schedule. Okay, more than ahead of schedule. Okay, about the mobility stuff, we do know that is a bit of when he puts his cape on. That is a superpower that he has.
That's his biggest superpower that the man has.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. You look at it, it's his way of getting in and out of bad situations or, throwing on the run, being able to move the chains. We both agree that Bo Nix may be top 5 or he is top 5 when it comes to quarterbacks and speed.
Speed, yeah.
And so right now, until everything else catches up with him when it comes to him in the pocket and pocket presence and climbing the pocket and being accurate with the football and throwing in that pocket, he's still relying on that one superpower, which is his athletic ability, which he's still young, so he can do that. But now
we have to see it, though. We have because it's so easy to say, but we have to see it.
Are you talking about the athletic ability?
Yeah.
Z, that's not going anywhere. You know that. Come on.
I hope you're right.
Like, why would it go somewhere, right? And today, like, he's still young, okay? He's feeling really, really good. And at some point, once the body heals completely and you're not thinking about it anymore, he's going to go back to what he's doing. Now, if he's 32, 33, then we could start saying, hey, look, man, you better start to hone in on some of these other attributes that you have or things that you can help you out as a quarterback, which he still needs to work on. Like you said, pocket presence.
He does, and that's where for guys like Lamar Jackson, for guys like Josh Allen, like that running ability and leaning on that athleticism is almost a bridge to get you to the point where you can just play from the pocket.
Yeah.
Like Lamar and Josh, yes, it's a compartment of their game that they can unleash at any given point, and it changes a game. But each guy could play a whole football game from the pocket right now in a way that they couldn't 5-6 years ago. I've yet to see Bo Nix play a full game from the pocket.
Sure,
and
yeah.
like he's still developing, and that's completely normal. He still has to have that bridge of that like 9 out of 10 athleticism, because he's not quite Allen or Lamar.
The time will come.
But he is freaking super quick on his feet, and his ability to get out of harm's way with sacks. Hopefully he gets to the point where he's doing that, and you mentioned it in passing with something that you just said, where you get to a point where you're not thinking about it anymore.
You're just not thinking about it.
Anyone who's ever had a major injury, you deal with this period where it is on your mind, and then you reach a certain point post-injury where it's just sort of not anymore. And hopefully he reaches that point sooner than later.
But see, this is where you lean on your teammates, lean on the offensive line that Sean has put together, and now they're going into their 4th year together, right? Very seasoned offensive line. Lean on the receivers and someone like Jalen Waddle that can help you out so you're not holding on to the ball too long. All right, dumping it down to your running backs with R.J. Harvey or the tight end for a 5-6 yard pass, where then it puts it in their hands to go and make a play, make an explosive play. For Bo Nix, it's just understanding that you don't always have to use your athletic ability. All right, make it easy on yourself. If you see a blitz coming, just dump it down. Get it out of your hands as fast as possible, and it's going to set you up for success and build you into some type of rhythm. And, of course, you still want to have that big superpower, and he will. Young enough, all right, he's going to heal, and over time, he won't think about it anymore, and we'll be looking out there game 1 against the Chiefs, and maybe he scampers for a 15, 20-yard first down, sets up for the game-winning touchdown. Who knows?
All right, here's more from Sean Payton. Do you feel like Bo Nix has missed valuable time dealing with this injury?
I don't feel that way. I think you'd have to ask him relative to maybe timing, but I think that, man, he's been throwing in, it's not like today's the first day he's put sunscreen on. He's been out here and getting a lot of work in.
He got a baby chuckle from some folks around, right? It's not the first day he's putting sunscreen on. I will say we should probably, because even as excellent of a start of Bo's career that he has had, he is still a human. We should probably, at the start of training camp, and I'm going to have to remind myself of this, just grade him, at least for the first week, a bit on a curve. He has been out of the loop, and quarterback is a timing-based thing. He has been watching, and you can do all the mental reps that you want, but if you're not doing 7-on-7, you're not doing 11-on-11, I will probably need to remind myself of that for the first week of camp.
I'm not reminding myself. He better be ready to go. Here's why. Because you have the ability to call all your boys up that have enough money to fly down there and get together and really start going after it, right? Knowing that you're quarterback. So if I'm someone like Jalen Waddle, yes, I have been doing well in these mini camps. Yes, I have been building this chemistry with Jarrett Stidham, but Jarrett Stidham is not the starting quarterback. If I'm Waddle, I'm calling Bo Nix up saying, hey, man, where are you going to be this summer? Let's get together for a week or two. Let's start to get on the same page. And if that's the case, which I believe it's going to happen, Bo Nix is a smart enough quarterback, smart enough guy to understand he needs to build that chemistry with everybody again.
Sure.
He's been out. So they're going to have something where they all get together and do the passing, and that's where they start to build the chemistry, get the reps. The reps, you can never get enough reps, and then they'll be ready to go once camp comes rolling around. So I'm still going to grade him hard because I'm hoping that they all get together and start to really get after it with each other.
I think that's a good take because you need to make up for some valuable time.
Right.
Like these guys are getting after it out there. They are, and Bo is just watching. So I like that, a bit of a passing camp. Peyton Manning was famous for that. Let's talk about who wasn't out there. All right, we did not see Ben Powers.
Nope.
We did not see Alex Forsythe, and we did not see Luke Wattenberg. Now, Wattenberg is physically there.
Yeah, he was there physically.
But he has not been participating, and he hasn't participated. And that's your starting center. Any concern here?
I mean, it's still the offseason, right? OTAs. So obviously something happened. And for a lot of these guys, you don't know what they're dealing with. A lot of them had procedures done. I know when I was playing, there was a bunch of us that would have these procedures done, and they're like, hey, man, you guys are not going to really be a part of OTAs, but you'll be ready for camp. So I'm not concerned quite yet. Now, camp comes rolling around in July and Wattenberg is not there, then we should all be concerned that he went through probably a procedure that's going to take him longer to recover from. So I'm just looking at it like, yeah, he's not out there taking those reps. Forsythe will be the next one up to take the reps as a backup center. He's not out there right now, and you never want to have two of your players that you know are going to play if something happens to Wattenberg. Forsythe's going to be in there, and both of them are sitting on the sideline. Those are valuable reps that they're not getting.
Didn't see a lot from Evan Ingram today,
No.
who was the story from Phase 1 and Phase 2 of OTAs, and it felt like was sort of building some momentum for himself. It's one day, but I didn't see anything from Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I didn't either. And a lot of times you have these scripts, right? And maybe today was the day where they got Jalen Waddle going more. Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, like they want to see them a little bit more. So you have these scripts. For the last 2 Thursdays, the past Thursdays, it's been the Evan Ingram show. So it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like tomorrow. Are they going to get Evan Ingram going a little bit more? Also, it was a lot more red zone, a lot more flare outs to the receivers, to the running backs. So tomorrow, what are they going to work on? Maybe Evan Ingram gets going a little bit more tomorrow. If he does it tomorrow and it's another quiet day, I'm going to be scratching my head. Build that chemistry with the quarterbacks, with Evan Ingram. Build the confidence within him so that he can help you out during game days. That's what you're looking for.
And build the confidence within Davis Webb.
Yes.
That you're going to lean into the Evan Ingram experience more creatively than they did a year ago. I got to be honest, man. This dude, Jonah Coleman, I'm getting a little bit excited about Jonah Coleman. This dude, guys, he opened up a couple times today in a team period in a way that I didn't quite see in OTAs.
In the red zone today.
Yeah. I mean, he had a one-handed catch on the opposite sideline from us. He had the play that you pointed out that was the 4th down call in the AFC Championship game that Sean, when he should have just taken the points and go up 2 possessions, they ran that play with Jonah Coleman. And
Sean must have been calling that play at that time, huh?
Well, it's a pretty simple play.
It is,
right?
Everybody has it in the play.
Yeah, a little fake handoff, then a little dump off, but he showed a level of speed, and it was right in front of us, and I'm like, whoa. What do your eyes tell you when you look at Jonah Coleman?
For Jonah Coleman right now, ZB, he has that get off, right? That burst. Now, it's not long speed. You're not looking for him to break a 70-yard run. He's allowed to, but I don't look at him like, okay, he's a speedster like that. But he's very explosive, low to the ground, big legs, big upper body, and he's going to help someone like J.K. Dobbins stay healthy this year. J.K. called his shot yesterday saying he's going to stay healthy for a full season. You bet your ass you will. You want to know why? Because Jonah Coleman's going to help spare you. Jonah Coleman's going to go in there early and have some of these inside runs so that you're fresh come the middle of the season. And now for JK, you can really get going when everybody else on the other side is banged up. And now you start breaking for longer runs because of that, because you're fresh. Jonah Coleman, can, as time goes on, he can end up being a really good running back that ends up taking the place of J.K. Dobbins when J.K.'s contract is up. He just needs to continue to build the confidence within the coaching staff. And how do you do that? You got to pass protect. And Jonah Coleman, from what I've seen out there so far, has done a really good job of identifying the blitzers, picking them up. Now, the pads are not on.
Right.
And the pads are always going to talk. So it's going to be interesting to see what Jonah Coleman looks like when he puts those pads on, man.
Well, allegedly, that is part of his profile.
Yep.
He is very good at picking up blitzes. And if you go back to his pre-combine meeting, he said, they do the same stuff that we do, at Washington. Should be seamless. We'll see if that actually holds up, but I like what my eyes saw from the rookie running back, Jonah Coleman. Speaking of that position, a surgery to an important Denver Bronco was kept very quiet until today. That's next.
14 wins wasn't enough. A #1 seed wasn't enough. So what'll it take for Bo Nix to become the most valuable player in the league?
If Bo is throwing for an extra 15 to 20 touchdowns and has an extra 1,500 yards on his resume, that's an MVP conversation for Bo Nix. That's what that leads to.
Yeah.
Because the team, we both say they're not going to win 14 games, but if you're winning 10, 11, 12, and you're fighting for the AFC West, and you're still in contention for the #1 seed in the AFC, and you have that kind of numbers in QB next to your name, that's default MVP conversation.
Denver Sports 104.3. The The Fan.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Hey Glenn, how many times can you say Denver Roof Pros in 4 seconds?
Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Attention, career seekers! Denver's 26th Annual Community Employment Day Career Fair is in person on Monday, June 22nd at Doubletree Hotel Conference Center in Denver, Quebec Street from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. CityCareerFair.com and Bonneville invite you to interview with Denver area's top employers looking to fill hundreds of positions. Employment opportunities include finance, sales, management, healthcare, engineering, and more. The Career Fair is sponsored by City Career Fair in collaboration with Bonneville, Denver.
The hot weather is here. Stoke here from my team. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new air conditioner? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinions. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Cheyenne Frontier Days. Born out of the American frontier, come salute our American heroes in the air, in the arena, and in the streets of Cheyenne this July. CFTRodeo.com. See you in Cheyenne.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fans brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. All righty. So a surgery to an important Denver Bronco was kept very quiet until today. How about the news we got this morning that Bronco running back R.J. Harvey tore his labrum?
Why are the Broncos always having to keep secrets from us, Z?
That's
Come on,
how they can be.
We're nice. We're nice guys. If you get to know us.
Well, actually, I don't know the advantage to keeping this stuff quiet. I mean, the surgery happened. I mean, the surgery.
Just because they don't want us to overreact. Say, oh my God, the Denver Broncos, they're hurting. Are these players going to be ready to go before the season starts? The thing about it is, everybody goes through surgeries. It's a brutal game. And even though it's going to be a procedure where it's cleaned up, it's going to take some time to heal. And that's exactly what's happened with R.J. Harvey. Now, R.J. is out there. He's taking handoffs. He's catching the ball. But if you notice, ZB, when we're out there and team period comes rolling around, he's not taking reps like that.
Nope.
Because he's still dealing with the healing of his shoulder, which now we, caught wind, and they told us that R.J. Harvey had a procedure done to his labrum.
Well, not great news, but it sounds like he is trending in the right direction. Yep. I'm sure he'll be 100% at the start of the season. So there's been a handful of Broncos going through stuff that, we weren't quite made aware of. Luke Wattenberg going through something. Ben Powers, Sean said he's on schedule.
Yep.
Okay, well, we're not seeing him out there, but he's on schedule, so something happened.
Exactly. Anytime you use the words you're on schedule, my guessing is you had some type of surgery and you're ahead of schedule or you're on time, which in this case, it seems like he's on time. And maybe we see Ben Powers tomorrow, the next day, or maybe we see Ben Powers when camp rolls around July 25th.
Yeah, and by the way, while we're here, Jahdae Barron.
Yeah.
Jahdae Barron, something happened with Jahdae Barron. I'm not exactly sure. We know he had minor surgery on his groin back on February 3rd. All right, he was scheduled to be ready for April off-season activities. We don't think that happened. He wasn't out there in a full-time role in Phase 1 and Phase 2 of OTAs. He did participate in some team today, and we had not seen that quite yet. So I was going to ask Sean Payton, hey, what's going on with Jahdae Barron? Was there some sort of setback? I never asked that question because he actually participated in a way that we had not seen. But let's circle back to Jahdae Barron.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because there's something out there that happened where it's like, okay, this is maybe part of the reason that you're not where you should be. We will circle back to that here this afternoon.
1, 2.
All right. How about this? The Golden Knights will not bring back John Tortorella as their head coach. this coming season. Torts led the floundering Golden Knights to Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, all right, with a 7-0-1 record to finish the regular season. They obviously upset the Avs in a sweep. They beat the Ducks the round before that 4-2. They beat the Mammoth at the outset of the postseason 4-2. Are you surprised that the guy who slayed what was supposed to be a dragon in the Avs
Look at you.
is not being brought back?
You know, Torts, he's done a lot in the league, right? He's done a lot. He's won a championship in his career. But I think for them, they want to go with somebody that's more up to now. I think Torts was a placeholder, and he did a great job for these guys and just letting them play free. But moving forward, what does he look like when he has a full-time role? And I think for the Vegas Golden Knights, they want to go a different direction, obviously. And, I mean, I would too. He's old, and we're talking about Torts, that is. He's old. He's kind of in the past when he did win his championship. You thought maybe you could recapture some of that this year. Didn't end up happening. And my guessing is they have a game plan, and that's why they're going to move on from Torts.
Speaking of the Avs, while we're here, we had a trade that came out just about, I don't know, an hour or so ago. Ross Colton traded to the Nashville Predators, all right, and in exchange for a third-round draft pick, all right, in 2026. And so no more Ross Colton. It's going to free up some money here for Joe Sakic to continue to build this roster.
So Ross Colton is reuniting with Chris McFarland. That's
true.
Interesting, too, because when you look at it, Chris McFarland, when he was the general manager here, he was trying to get rid of Ross Colton. And now that Chris McFarland's the general manager / president for the Nashville Predators, he wants Ross Colton there. And so maybe it's just doing Sakic is solid. Like, I'm going to take some money off your books. You save $4 million if I take Ross Colton. And then for Ross Colton, it's like, man, you can go there and be the guy and help us kind of regain what we think we can do here and be a centerpiece for at least 1 year.
All right. Drew, any thought about this, Sergi, that you want to get out of your head before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing, Phil kind of already hit on it, was the fact that, like, it seems like, number one, that McFarland is doing Joe a favor here by clearing up some cap space. And it's significant cap space that the Avs are getting in return. It gives them $4 million. So that puts them at just under $7 million right now, which is money they're going to need because they've got to figure out some things on the blue line with Brett Kulak being a free agent. You probably need to go find at least one more defenseman on this thing. So it gives them a little bit more flexibility. Now let's see, does Joe Sakic pull the trigger and maybe do a salary dump with the Val Nichushkin or somebody else in that of that manner? Very
interesting. All right, so the Avs already making some moves, retooling this roster to try to reach their final destination sometime, well, maybe 11 months from now. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
All right, Phil, we finally have a ending to the Brendan Sorsby saga.
Woo-wee.
All right, Sorsby, of course, placed a bunch of bets.
Yep.
Right, including on his own team when he was at Indiana.
I heard you were doing that with us on the air, placing bets on us.
If I could, I would. But I would bet on us.
Exactly.
I would bet on us.
I'm going to tank this day.
Like,
I'm just not going to show up.
No. So Sorsby, he is not going to be playing at Texas Tech. He is expected to enter the NFL supplemental draft. We have not heard about a supplemental draft in a handful of years. Teams will have the opportunity to basically bid on Sorsby. And, Sean Payton was even asked about it. Now, he says he hasn't done any work on Sorsby.
Yeah.
But it's one of these things where we might need to have a deeper, longer conversation about, could this actually make sense from a quarterback development standpoint for the Denver Broncos?
For sure. Develop a quarterback that's going to bet on his team. Gotcha. I like it. We're going to get in the thick of things. Sorsby's going to be in there. And we're gonna have to worry about, is this man betting on us to win or lose the game?
So how I supplemental draft? It's such a because you don't have it every year.
Yeah,
we haven't had it since 2023, right? Terrell Pryor, once upon a time, we're talking about this behind the scenes, was involved. That's where they all got in trouble at Ohio State for selling their Big Ten championship rings and exchanging them for tattoos. I mean, do you remember that story? From what I understand, teams will have an opportunity to bid their own draft picks.
Yeah.
And you go to the highest bidder. And I don't believe any other team gets your draft pick. I think it gets absorbed by the league. Dante, you have you want to chime in on this?
Yeah, that was my understanding as well. So you bid, like, let's say the Broncos say, we're going to put in a third-round pick.
Yeah.
Next year, come the draft, they won't have that third-round pick, so there'll just be 31 picks in that round.
Right. So it's unusual. It happens every handful of years, but that is the conclusion to this story that got very, very noisy late last week. Teams talking about they're not going to schedule Texas Tech. They're going to sit out with already scheduled games against Texas Tech. It's not going to come to that. Sorsby and Texas Tech are probably doing what's best for everyone.
Yep.
It just
parting ways.
Let's go to the NFL. All right. There could be another motive why the 2031 Broncos stadium deadline is so important to the ownership group, and no one is talking about it. That's next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Last up, Arvada. June 26th from 2 to 6 at Arvada Beer Garden.
That was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
All right, Dr. Ramos, Serena Williams made her return to pro tennis and looks a lot different. Lost a bunch of weight using GLP-1s. Hearing a lot about this recently. What is GLP-1?
Yeah, life-changing, right, Zach? GLP-1s are exciting. It stands for glucagon-like peptide. Basically, just a chain of amino acids that, when attached together in a particular order, they make the body actually react to hormones that have died off over time, like our testosterone, estrogen, everybody knows about. But other hormones fall off, and they're the ones that actually affect weight loss. And that's what this acts to do.
Do you think they're safe?
Very safe, Zach. There's some reports out that there's some muscle loss with them. Supplement with a lot of protein while they're on them. They work great. They help suppress appetite. They help manage your blood sugars better, decrease cravings. If you supplement with protein well, you do great. So they're very safe. Not really much to worry about at all with them.
Will the weight come back?
It could come back. Here's the deal. Ultimately, remember that these things are making our body reproduce hormones like we did when we were 18. So what they're meant to do is get you where you need to be. You still have to maintain it with diet and exercise. At my clinic at FitMD, we use these in people all the time. We find them very effective. We find them, they sustain, they keep that weight loss off, and they do well with appropriate coaching.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if you're ready for all that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, it's Zach here. Are you seeing cracks in your home's drywall or foundation? Call Homestrong. Their highly qualified technicians provide free inspections and quotes. With 20-plus years experience in the foundation repair and concrete industry, one thing is certain. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, there may be another motive why the 2031 stadium deadline is so important to the Broncos, and no one is talking about it. All right, so different angle on the stadium stuff. We'll get back to Broncos practice here in just a minute, as Phil and I were both out there at day one of mandatory minicamp. The 2031 deadline, all right, it's significant, okay? It's significant. One, it's significant because that's when the Broncos ownership is setting the deadline.
They want it done in 2031.
They want it done in 2031.
There we go.
Okay? And when you set deadlines for a reason. So this idea that, you just push it back to 2032, I just don't think that that's how this ownership group sees it.
They can. My guessing is they don't want to do that because now they look like a pushover. If it's like, okay, we will push it back, and then they have to push it back again if something comes up. For them, I just think it's a hard 2031. We want it done so that we can move on and start having people go to the stadium.
Well, so we also know that the lease is up in 2031 of the current stadium.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say the Broncos couldn't extend it by a year. They could. We know they can. Okay? We were told by someone today within the Broncos that they can if they want to, okay? But they don't want to. They want this thing done by 2031. And there's a ancillary benefit if they do get it done by 2031. And I haven't heard anyone mention this, but it's relevant to what we're experiencing right now in sports. What's going on right now in sports that is so incredibly rare, it only happens once every 4 years?
That damn World Cup.
The World Cup. And the World Cup is played on both the men's side and the women's side.
Indeed.
Next summer, the Women's World Cup is coming back, and it's going to be in Brazil. But 4 years after that, where is the Women's World Cup coming to? The United States of America.
They're coming home. They're coming home.
And guess who is one of the potential cities to host the Women's World Cup in 2031?
Who's that, Z?
It's Denver, Colorado. It's Denver, Colorado. And if you are Greg Penner, in the back of your mind with the 2031 deadline, it makes sense because, one, it's your deadline. It's when your lease is up. You have just enough time to get shovels in the ground and finish this thing by the 2031 season.
Yep.
But if you finish it by 2031 and you're a potential city that is going to be hosting the Women's World Cup, which they already are, Could you imagine the opening of the new Broncos stadium actually on the global stage?
Free advertisement.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Yes.
Get it up and running, Z.
Yes. And the World Cup is at SoFi, right?
Yep.
It's new, it's big, it's grand, it's brilliant. If the Broncos are going to get this stadium done by 2031, it's a really good chance that the World Cup will pick Denver because of this new awesome stadium.
Z, you know how much money Greg and Kerry Penner will make just off of that month of just people being here and playing on that turf in the stadium, in the district that's going to be done, and everybody going, all walks of life when it comes to different countries coming and eating the food here.
Yes.
I mean, come on. So you think Greg Penner, Kerry Penner, in the back of their head may have that in their head too, like, hey, we want to be able to host.
Yes. Because an opportunity to host the World Cup literally could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Literally. And so the intersection of this thing, I'm not saying it would be the primary reason why. No, there's bigger fish to fry here than the World Cup.
But why not?
But why not? If it lines up and you're already a potential city that has submitted a bid, and right now it's in Power Field. But if you had the, alternate stadium site and it's what it's going to be, and it's retractable roof and it's all this stuff, they would likely come to Denver, Colorado.
And I'll tell you what, if they have a chance to come to Denver, Colorado, and they don't because of the situation going on right now, and everybody that's involved can't get on the same page, I'm going to be an upset fan. One, of course, I love soccer. My wife used to play it. My son's getting involved in it. And I want to see the women's national team here, up close and personal, with a brand new stadium in the district. So they have to get their act together, whoever's postponing this, so the stadium can be built on time and we can have this in more, Z.
Yes. And so we're not going to reset the whole stadium conversation that we did about maybe 10 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked through that conversation in great detail and in dedicated fashion. And the feedback that we have heard from within the Denver Broncos, from within the team, for our radio show, having that conversation has been really cool. And I'll just sort of leave it at that. But in the big picture, the Broncos, the ball is no longer in their court with this project. This is with the city. This is with council members. This is with the community surrounding Lot M and what they want to do with it instead of, Denver Water's emergency site. Hey, you guys got to figure this out. Like, if you want the Denver Broncos to stay in Denver City proper, to stay within Denver, okay, and not in Lone Tree, those people need to figure it out, and they have approximately 50 days to figure out what the Denver Post called dozens of decisions.
And guys, like once this stadium is built, it's only going to help the community out. It's going to bring more money to the community. It's going to help houses increase their value. It's only going to help out once this stadium is built. And I know there's a lot to it that we may not know, but this stadium needs to be built on time, 2031, so that we can see a World Cup situation with the women's team, so that we can have these events, the Final Four, all right, WWE SmackDown versus Raw, if you want to do something like that, all right, the next Super Bowl at some point.
Yeah, you will get a Super Bowl.
Like, that's what we want to see. That's what I want to see.
All right, I have one more thing to share here. Is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is having our third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan youth football camp presented by Walmart Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Children age 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from former Broncos like Stink, Phil, Stoke, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South. All proceeds benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your child, head to DenverSports.com/camp. I want to share with you guys a story that we're not going to spend a ton of time on it, but it absolutely deserves to get mentioned. Unfortunately, last night at the new Broncos facility, a construction worker passed away. All right, and it was a part of a subcontracting company, Turner Construction. The building over there has been suspended while they cooperate with an investigation. And it's just, we don't know exactly what happened yet, but a worker was found unresponsive, and everything has been sort of held off for now until they complete that investigation. Really unfortunate story, and it's just unfortunate.
It really is, man. Sad for that family.
Okay. We were out at Broncos mandatory minicamp practice, and we are starting to gather details on who the third wide receiver will be, and I think it's starting to come into focus. We'll get to it next.
Joe Sakic says he's running it back, but is he really?
I think a lot of what we heard on Thursday was a smokescreen. I think he wanted to come out and say, hey, we love this team. We love our players. Because you don't want to come out and tip your hand by saying, hey, we're prepared to break this thing up. You talk up your players. You keep their value high with the understanding that you are absolutely open to going out and making deals this offseason.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Cudarelli Vision. Here's my story. I wore glasses growing up for a long time, and then when I hit my 30s playing for the Broncos, I ended up having LASIK surgery, but when I hit my mid-50s, I needed those readers for everything I did, whether it was going to restaurants trying to read menus, whether it was reading statistics, studying film, I needed those reading glasses. Well, I decided to go see Dr. Cudarelli at Cudarelli Vision for a refractive lens exchange, and I can tell you firsthand, total game changer, and you can join Dr. Cudarelli for his live webinar tomorrow at noon. Learn more about refractive lens exchange from Cudarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cudarelli and have him answer all your questions like, is RLE for me? Am I a good candidate? What's the recovery time? What's the cost? Is there financing? Cudarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures, and he can tell you when it's time for you. Make sure you join that live webinar tomorrow at noon. Register at ColoradoRLE.com. That's ColoradoRLE.com.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball size hail, to be exact. Damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Ent is becoming wings. It's a big change. But we're not changing the way we show up for our communities, or our personal service, or the people who provide it. We're not changing locations. We're not even replacing the coffee machine. But we are changing our name. We'll probably even get some new pens. It'll be a big day for pen people. Ent Credit Union, insured by NCUA.
If you're looking for an SUV that's ready for anything Colorado throws at you, Champ Honda has you covered with the 2026 Honda Passport. It's bold, rugged, and built for the adventurer in all of us. Whether it's a mountain trail or a Monday morning commute, the 2026 Passport can handle it with ease. And with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, you get a fair price up front, one advisor from start to finish, and way less time at the dealership. And remember, they never charge dealer handling fees.
Hey, Robbie Andino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases and 300 trials. My entire family's military, and I want to carry that legacy over to helping you grunts and officers out. If you've got a divorce going on, or you got a domestic violence, or heck, if you've even been put in handcuffs, give me a ring immediately. I've never lost a DV trial. That leads me to be a beast in a courtroom, in a divorce case, in a custody case. Let's face it, the paper-pushing telephone softies can't compete. hit me up at beattheda.com or give me a ring, 720-706-5151.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
As we roll here on a Tuesday, reacting to Denver Broncos mandatory minicamp, we'll hear from Sean Payton here in just a second. We heard from Bo Nix, and we'll play that for you just a little bit later in the show. We spent a big chunk of our show in that second hour hearing from Bo Nix and reacting to seeing Bo back on a football field. Limited capacity, all right, if you're just joining us and don't know what happened today, limited capacity for Bo Nix. All right, he was a participant in the early stages of practice, the individual work. But when it came to 7-on-7, 11-on-11, Bo Nix was on the sideline watching.
Yeah, he was on the sideline watching, had his helmet on so that he can hear the plays called by Davis Webb, but he was not out there making plays, throwing the football. But like you said earlier, he was doing drills, a little bit of routes on air action. And so we're going to see a lot more from Bo Nix come camp time. Maybe he ramps up. Maybe he does a little bit more tomorrow, Z. Who knows? But from Bo's point of view and how and what he has expressed already is he could go out there and run around and he feels 100%. It's just the team holding him back to make sure that he's really ready to go come camp.
Well, so you have that going on. I said going into the last break, if I had to bet right now who the third wide receiver would be, I know where I'd be putting my money. All right. Now, all these wide receivers are going to play. They're all going to play. But I'm feeling a bit of a shift within myself.
Oh, here we go. There's been a lot of shifting and flipping when it comes to OZB.
And you know why?
Why is that?
Because I'm flexible. I'm pliable. I can change my opinions when I have new information.
You did just do the splits earlier, so yeah, you are flexible. So what are you thinking, Z?
When they go three wide receivers, game number 1 in Arrowhead.
3 wide.
I think you're going to see Troy Franklin. Now
you're coming to your senses.
And Troy Franklin obviously took a big step forward a year ago.
He did.
Like pretty gargantuan step. When you take a step back and look at his production from his rookie year and some of the maddening nature of that training camp, and we've talked all about that.
Very immature, man. Very immature his first year, rookie year in the league, let's be honest. But it changed, all right, like it changed really, really fast the next year, Z.
It did. And so he went from Troy Franklin, his rookie season was 263 yards. He literally doubled his total year over year and was over 700 yards. He tripled his touchdown production from 2 to 6. And when you see him out there, he's built like a nose hair. He's long and wiry.
Nose hair, huh?
He's built like a nose hair. He's long, he's wiry, and he's got strength to him that is hidden in a frame that is slight.
He's very powerful.
He is he's got that wiry strength. And when you see him catch the ball, we talked about this last year, he does the best job of anyone on the football team getting vertical immediately, like instantly. As soon as the ball is in his hands, he is getting up the field. And I think there's something to these early stages of practice. When they go 3 wide, it's Sutton, it's Waddle, and it's Trey Franklin. Now they mix it up, But the initial look has been Troy, and that's been true through OTAs, and it was true today at mandatory minicamp. It's not a promise or guarantee, but I think it's a real clue.
Well, Troy has all the tangibles to be a starting receiver, like a number 2 receiver in this league. Now that Jalen Waddle's in town, it's Courtland Sutton, it's Jalen Waddle, and it could be Troy Franklin because of that the speed, the explosiveness, the power. But when also
you said number 2.
Number 2 at some point. You know, and the reason why I say that is Troy Franklin, before Jalen Waddle came to town, he was talking about how he wanted to be an all-pro. He wanted to be a Pro Bowler. Why is that? Because he felt like he was going to take on that number 2 receiver spot. It was going to be him and Courtland Sutton. But that wasn't what the vision was for Sean. Sean wanted another receiver to come in here. So for Troy, now you're sitting at the number 3 spot. But that's the best spot for Troy Franklin because now when it comes to Troy, it's going to be one-on-one with a safety, a one-on-one with the nickel because everybody's going to be looking at Waddle and they're going to be looking at Courtland Sutton. And how Troy Franklin runs his routes, woo-wee, it is a pretty sight to see. He's very powerful, just like Waddle, getting in and out of his breaks. He has a lot of speed to get vertical. And so now you're telling me he's going to be one-on-one with a safety or a nickel?
Could be a problem.
Oh, man. And Bo Nix has a connection with Troy. Why? Because they've been teammates in college. And also during this season, Bo has been able to connect to Troy Franklin many times. Now for Troy, he has to be able to be more consistent, catching the ball. We know once the ball is in his hands, he can be electrifying. He can break tackles. He has a little bit of a meanness to him that you want from a receiver. For Troy, it's about focusing on catching the ball and then making those big-time plays. And if he can do that this year, I mean, over 700 yards this year. I mean, Troy could still get to 800 yards with how Bo wants to throw the ball and Davis Webb wants to throw the ball, and also just the nature of having to have all eyes on Court and Jalen Waddle. There's not going to be enough to have all eyes on someone like Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant as well, Z.
Well, does he remind you, and you may have brought this up before I forget, because someone on the RamosLaw.com text line is jogging my memory, and I'm like, we might have talked about this. Now, he's a different size than the guy I'm about to bring up. The guy I'm about to bring up is significantly smaller than Troy Franklin, but he was a great receiver. Does Troy in some ways remind you of Emmanuel Sanders?
I knew you were going to bring this up. He does, right? He was really skinny, wiry, like you said, strong.
Very strong. Fearless, too.
Fearless, okay, tough, but the man always got separation. He found a way to separate himself from a defender. And I'll never forget, right? He's coming off a torn Achilles, and they let him practice. And nobody was out there. In his first practice back, I mean, he might have caught 4 or 5 balls downfield. I mean, it's just explosive. And I'm sitting there saying, how's this man getting open? Now, I'll tell you this about Emmanuel Sanders. The dude has crazy work ethic. And I remember having a time where it was like 2 weeks of working out with him, and I had to go to the porta potties and pretend like I had to use the bathroom so I can throw up. That's how hard that man worked. So if someone like Troy Franklin can be like Emmanuel Sanders with like the range, the explosiveness, man, he's going to be a problem for a very long time, and especially this year when all the attention's on Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton.
He's a guy, very talented, obviously, very talented. There is a scenario, and this is looking at it morbidly. So I'll flag that in advance, okay? But this is how the NFL works. There's a scenario where Troy Franklin, if he takes another step forward, okay, where you're looking at the room and he gives you a reason to, well, I'm just going to say, I don't want to say because I feel good.
But it's the NFL.
It's the NFL. If he takes another step forward, he could give you a reason to move on from Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, after this year, right? If let's just say Troy Franklin goes out there and has 800 yards and he's, Bo likes him a lot and he's targeting him a lot. And Court, maybe he's dropping the balls like he did today in practice. Then you can move on for someone like Courtland Sutton because of Jalen Waddle and the vision with Troy Franklin and the vision with Pat Bryant. Like those are the young guys
it all stacks up.
That you're hoping that can take these older guys' place. That's just the nature of the beast. The name of the game, right? Is youth, is being young. And someone like Troy Franklin could prove the whole staff, especially Sean Payton, right, but this is why you drafted me. I needed time to develop. You gave me that time and more, and now I'm ready to be a starting receiver in this league, a number 1 or a number 2.
And don't forget, they moved up 17 spots to draft Troy Franklin.
Didn't Sean wake up early in the morning, like 5 o'clock?
He did. So
yeah.
We'll see if Troy can sustain it, right? You have to go prove it in games and everything, and it's June. But
consistency, baby.
That's the name of the game. But with the information that we have, it's trending in a direction where Troy Franklin is probably going to be the third wide receiver, at least initially. All right, as we look back at day one of mandatory minicamp, what was our single biggest takeaway? That's coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
What's up, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And you need to reclaim your freedom to move, to explore, and also to live life on your own terms. And how do you do that? You need to go see my friends at Regen RX. Because if degenerative joints are trapping you in pain, Regen RX's natural stem cell or PRP therapy sets you free. Pain-free, that is. Using your body's own natural ability to heal. Regain the freedom you've been missing. Get your totally free consultation today and see if it's the right move for you. Give them a call today at 303-630-9770, or you can visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hey guys, did you know that 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? They have low energy, low sex drive, low motivation, and barely recognize themselves. But 100% of them can get it all back and feel like themselves again at Low T Center. Low T Center is the original TRT clinic changing lives since 2009. Their expert providers work to tailor TRT plans to every man to get his levels back to where they need to be. They can help you get your energy, your focus, and sex drive back. They can even work with most major insurance providers. So head over to fixmylowt.com and book your free testosterone tests. Fixmylowt.com.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. With all these Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy the view through energy-efficient windows from Bluebird Windows and Doors. All June, it's their Buy More, Save More event. Save up to 20% on your window and door projects. And when you mention you heard it from me, you'll save an extra 5%. Bluebird's family-owned, serving the Front Range for over a decade, with windows, doors, and siding built for Colorado's harsh climate. Financing available. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
When Vantage walks your property for a threat zone analysis, they don't send a salesman. They send a security pro with years of experience designing and installing these systems. The same pro who walks your property, designs your system, installs your cameras, and picks up the phone 3 years later when you need them. Same team, start to finish. That's the Vantage standard. Invest in real security for your home. Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit vssicolorado.com today.
Dan, I'm not looking to get rich, but I'm not sure what to do. It's something we hear a lot at 303 Law 4040 from people. They've been hurt. They just don't know what to do next. Should they talk to the insurance company? Who's going to pay their medical bills? What if they have to miss work? They don't want to call a lawyer, and they certainly don't want to sue anyone, but they just don't know what to do. Here, take one of our small town clients. He was seriously hurt on his neighbor's property. Tough as nails, salt of the earth guy, and all he was looking to do was the right thing. He said, Dan, I have to live in this town, and I want to be able to hold my head up high when I walk down the street. So if you're talking about suing my neighbor, I'm not interested. I explained that we probably wouldn't have to sue anybody, and we certainly weren't going to hurt his neighbor. In the end, we got him $1.5 million, and he could still hold his head up high in that small town. If you've been hurt, you don't have to feel guilty for calling 303 Law 4040. We are here to help and fight for what's fair. We don't farm you out to a call center. In fact, we give all of our clients our cell phone numbers. We hope you never need us, but save that number in your phone just in case. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
It's hot out there. Stoke here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for one of the hottest summers we've ever seen? It might be time to cut your air conditioner and draft a new high-performing air conditioning system that will keep you and your home cool and comfortable. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Attention, career seekers. Denver's 26th Annual Community Employment Day Career Fair is in person on Monday, June 22nd at Doubletree Hotel Conference Center in Denver, Quebec Street, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. CityCareerFair.com and Bonneville invite you to interview with Denver area's top employers looking to fill hundreds of positions. Employment opportunities include finance, sales, management, healthcare, engineering, and more. The Career Fair is sponsored by City Career Fair in collaboration with Bonneville, Denver.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Day one of mandatory minicamp in the books for the Denver Broncos. Phil and I were both out there wire to wire. And as you look back at the day, what do you think your number one takeaway was from today?
Yeah, there was a lot going on, but the one thing that was very consistent today was old Mr. Jalen Waddle once again. And just how dynamic he is, getting in and out of his breaks like we always talk about. But he seems like he's always open. And he made a couple big-time plays today, especially down the middle of the field where my man's not scared of the middle of the field. He's not scared of someone like Hufanga coming up and hitting him in the head. He's going to make that play, and he has the speed. He has the ability to be explosive enough to go for like a 70-yard touchdown if you don't wrap him up. So that's the one thing that I continue to see with Jalen Waddle is he's just building the chemistry of being out there. The only issue with that is he's building the chemistry with the wrong quarterback. All right, you have Jarrett Stidham that's out there throwing him the ball, and Waddle's making it look easy. He's making it easy for the quarterback because of the separation he's getting. And I'm just like, damn, man, I want that to be Bo Nix. Now, Bo Nix was out there today. He was not a part of 7-on-7 and, of course, team. That was still Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ehlinger. But Jalen Waddle continues to impress. And it's like, okay, what is this going to look like this year with Jalen Waddle? He's lined up all over the place, even at running back at times.
Yeah, they had him in the backfield.
You know, so it's like he is going to be so explosive, and everybody's going to have to keep their eyes on him. That, man, everybody else is going to eat and get those opportunities to have big-time plays. But Jalen Waddle is standing out in a great way. It just needs to be with Bo Nix here come camp time.
Yeah, that part's unfortunate, and it's outside of anyone's control at this point. But Waddle's a problem, man. Like, we've now watched a couple practices, and I continue to use the term gravitational pull. Everyone has to know where he is at all times. And he had the biggest play of the day was him coming across the middle, left to right, deep over. And I will say, there might have been some culpability on that play from the 20th overall pick a year ago.
A little bit of miscommunication, huh?
Yeah, what did you see there?
Yeah, what it looked like to me is Jahdae Barron, he didn't know whether to keep going with Waddle across the field or stop. So there's just miscommunication there of like, do I take this guy or do I pass him on and we're playing zone? And what that's telling me is you're not out there long enough to try to build that chemistry with the other guy to understand whether I have to keep this guy and hold on to him or pass him off to the next defender. And so Jahdae Barron ends up staying in his place, leaving the middle of the field wide open for Waddle to have a 15, 20-yard catch.
Yeah, Barron, if we can just go to him for a second, he is, I don't know if they're managing his workload or what, but his helmet is off most of practice.
More than it's on, huh?
More than it's on, for sure. And he went in there. He doesn't go in with the starters. He goes in with the second unit, does a couple plays, and then he's off, and then his helmet's back off again. We've talked about this a decent amount here this week, so I don't want to continue to belabor the point. I don't like how I feel with the Jahdae Barron conversation. I just don't. And I haven't said it plainly like that.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about, man, this is sort of a mystery here. I flat out do not like the way that I feel with this situation. I don't like my instincts are telling me which way this will trend during the season. Because if I had to choose right now, Barron is a sub-package guy as the 20th overall pick in the draft.
That's what it looks like.
And that ain't good. That ain't good. So I'm going to continue to monitor it. I'm going to look for silver linings and things to try to find to be positive about the story.
Maybe tomorrow we'll see more from Jahdae Barron during team because I believe this was his first time in team periods. Now, he may have done like a rep in 7-on-7, but when I'm out there, he's just doing maybe some individual and he's sitting on the side. So obviously he's healing from maybe it's the groin injury that he had earlier. Maybe it's something different. And so now they're kind of implementing him back into the defense. And he kind of just looked out of place today, which when you have been sitting there on the sideline, not getting the game action, all right, you're going to be a little rusty. So what does it look like for him tomorrow? Is he getting more reps? Does he look a little faster, a little bit more up to par when it comes to like mentally, like I know where I need to be? If not, he's going to have to get his act together for these 4 weeks that they're off before he goes into camp. And now he has to battle against Jaquan McMillan, who wants to get that $1 million bag or millions of dollars when it comes to the bag.
Yeah, it just continues to be tricky. That's how I label it. It feels tricky right now. And if he's not on the field for a second straight year as the 20th overall pick, I mean, we're gonna have questions about the crystal, And so, and just because he's the 20th overall pick, and just because he's the Jim Thorpe Award winner, just because Sean put that moniker on him, the crystal. Not every first-round draft pick works out.
You got to earn it, Z.
You have to.
That's the number one thing. Every single year, you have to earn your keep, right? Earn your spot again. And right now, Jaquan McMillan, he's out there taking all the reps with the ones. He's getting better. And for Jahdae Barron, he's coming back from something. And so hopefully he's ready to go come camp.
Yeah. In other mini camp news, it does feel like, and I know we're talking about like a mystery of a situation with the Barron thing, but it feels like another situation on the other side of the ball. Is the writing just on the wall when it comes to one Denver Broncos future? That's coming up next.
14 wins wasn't enough. A number one seed wasn't enough. So what'll it take for Bo Nix to become the most valuable player in the league?
If Bo is throwing for an extra 15 to 20 touchdowns and has an extra 1,500 yards on his resume, that's an MVP conversation for Bo Nix. That's what that leads to. Yeah. Because the team, we both say they're not going to win 14 games, but if you're winning 10, 11, 12, and you're fighting for the AFC West, and you're still in contention for the number one seed in the AFC, and you have that kind of numbers in QB next to your name, that's default MVP conversation.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's all going to begin for you at Williams Jewelers. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, plus the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and of course the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, it's Glenn.
And Tiffany.
Here with Denver Roof Pros. Denver Roof Pros is celebrating our 10th anniversary, serving the Front Range from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs.
Yes, we are. And there is so much more to Denver Roof Pros. We're not just roofs and gutters.
Check out our family of services at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single, manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece, all right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
There's nothing between a motorcyclist and the road, and when a careless driver causes a motorcycle crash, the results can be catastrophic. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been standing up for seriously injured riders across Colorado. We know these cases, we know how to win them, and we won't rest until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call us today, the Wilhite Law Firm, 303-GOOD-LAW, or WillHiteWins.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to Mobile Select. Xfinity Internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
The Drive is heading to Meadow Hills Golf Course on June 18th from 2 to 6 p.m. Join Zach By and Phillip Lindsay live from this former country club where tree-lined fairways, large lakes, and lush grounds create one of Colorado's classic golf experiences. Meadow Hills Golf Course, June 18th.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, reacting to day one of Denver Broncos mandatory minicamp, Phil and I were out there watching every rep. And is the writing just on the wall when it comes to one Denver Broncos future? You know, there's the old phrase, you can't see the forest through the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was younger, I struggled with that phrase. I'm like, what does that mean? It's like you're looking so hard for the forest. You're trying to look through the trees. The trees are the forest. You're looking right at
there.
it. You're looking right at it. And I wonder if that's true when we look back at this period of time, if Marvin Mims is traded.
Ooh, the Mimster.
What are your thoughts about Marvin Mims and his future here in Denver?
Yeah, obviously, when you're watching practice, and we were able to be out there today, Marvin Mims, he was in and out, sometimes with the ones, sometimes with the twos, sometimes with the threes. You're just trying to get reps in there. But when it comes to Marvin Mims, he doesn't want to be looked at as just a utility guy. He doesn't want to be looked at as just a punt and kick returner. He wants to be looked at as a true receiver that can still do punt and kick return work if he needs to. And that's not the case here with Denver. What we do know about Marvin Mims is every time and anytime he gets an opportunity, he takes full advantage of it. But the thing about it is, no matter how many opportunities he gets or takes advantage of, it's not like they put more on his plate.
No.
It seems like they take more away from him. You got Troy Franklin and you got Pat Bryant in that number 3 spot. And what it looks like to me, ZB, is Mims is just there. In that if somebody gets hurt, you can put him in there and he'll be just fine. But it doesn't look like they have a bona fide game plan for him every single Sunday. And that's an issue. And if that's the case, then you got to cut ties with Mims. Or if you're Mims, you're like, do I really want to be here?
That's the thing, too. It's his side of the coin as well. It's like, you know, from the Broncos standpoint, yes. But if you're him, if you were him.
If I'm him, Z, and I've been in his shoes before, I would want out. Because now it's about where I can go and have a chance to truly be a receiver and looked at as a receiver. I want a true vision for me so I can be in this league longer than another 2 years. I want to get extended so that I can help my family out. And if you're Mims, right now when you're looking at it, it doesn't look like there's a clear-cut vision and plan for you. So why would you want to be here and just be a body? Now, we know he's going to have work. We know he'll be in there for reverses, and he'll get some time on the field. But it's not what he wants, especially as a second-round draft pick.
Right.
So, Z, I look at it as at some point, both sides are going to get tired of this, and specifically with Marvin Mims, and he's going to want a trade. Why would he not? He wants to be in somebody's vision, and it doesn't look like Sean wants to give him that vision. Sean can sit there and say everything the right way. Sean can sit there and say every time he gets him an opportunity, he takes advantage of it. Then why do you not reward him with more opportunities, Sean?
That's usually how it works, especially when you're in the vision. This is the 63rd overall pick in the NFL draft.
And that is, as a player, that's the question I would be asking Sean. What else do you need to see from me to give me more chances, to give me more balls thrown at me? And maybe for Sean, it's just like, I just don't see you as a number 3 receiver. because you don't know and can't run every route in the route tree. Where someone like Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, they can.
Right. Here was Sean Payton after practice, and he was asked, does Mims need to convince them to get more touches?
He doesn't need to convince us. I feel like, each week when we go into game planning, we're always talking about certain things, and his name I know comes up from me, and every time we continue to ask him down the field, give him these opportunities, he takes advantage of it. And so he's been very consistent, and it's just a matter of getting those touches, but very important games, even in Buffalo, I could point to a number of games. So it's a good problem to have, but he's doing well.
So he's doing well.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have. That phrase right there, it's a good problem to have. Well, what's a good problem to have? The question was, does Mims need to convince them to get more touches? And he's answering it, and he, whatever. But at the end, it's a good problem to have. Well, what's the good problem? The good problem, I believe, that he's thinking of in his mind's eye when he says it's a good problem to have, is a full wide receiver room.
That's competing. That's battle.
You have a full busting at the seams wide receiver room. Now, someone could say it's full of what? Unproven talent. And in some ways that would be true. But the Denver Broncos, look, Cortland Sutton's playing on a $100 million contract.
Yep.
You just traded a first-round pick for Waddle. You just saw what you wanted to see in year 2 from Troy Franklin, more than doubling his yardage output and tripling his touchdown total. You love what you see from Pat Bryant, and he was a big part of your postseason game plan.
Michael Thomas, that's what Sean Payton compared Pat Bryant to.
That's the comp, right? And so, and then that's with his words. With their actions, you were in a postseason game, and he was the biggest part of your first 15 plays against Buffalo,
yep.
Right? So, and then you have Mims. Where did Mims end up in receiving a year ago? He was behind Sutton. He was behind Franklin. He was behind Ingram. He was behind rookie Pat Bryant. He was behind R.J. Harvey. He was the 6th leading pass catcher. He had 322 yards on the season.
And he's a second-round draft pick that Sean Payton and George Payton, they drafted. And yet he's the one that's sitting there looking at everybody else get the reps, get the catches, and he's asking why I can't get more. And when he finally does get an opportunity, he's explosive, or he scores a touchdown. He's one of the biggest reasons why we were able to beat the Buffalo Bills. So if you're Marvin Mims, do you really want to be here? Yeah, you want to see things turn around what you did, and you want to be able to win games, but also you want to be wanted.
Of course.
You want to be valued. You want a vision for you. And it doesn't seem like Sean has a vision for Marvin Mims. It's going into the 4th year.
Correct.
And we're still talking about Mims in this way. How can you get him more opportunities?
It's been 3 straight years. 3 straight years that the same conversation has persisted. I don't know what, and I'm being genuine, I have no idea what the missing piece is here to unlock Mims. It's just more opportunity.
That's
but
it.
Why wouldn't the Broncos give him more opportunity? He's the 63rd pick in the draft, and he kills it when he does get the opportunities. So I just don't know what the how do I want to say? There's just something missing. There's a disconnect. That's what I want to say.
Yes,
There's a
yes.
disconnect between Mims and the Broncos. I can't figure it out. 2 years ago, he was averaging 13 yards a catch. His rookie year, he averaged 17 yards a catch. Last year, 8 yards a catch. Went from 6 touchdowns to 1 in the pass game. And this is one that, look, I don't think they should trade Mims. But if you put all the evidence on the table, I think there's smoke here.
Well, selfish reasons, I don't want to trade Mims. I want a receiver room to have the depth.
Yes.
I want a receiver room to be okay if somebody goes down, like multiple receivers went down in the playoff game against the Buffalo Bills.
And special teams.
Yeah. But I'm looking at it as for Mims, I want out of here.
Yeah, for him, if you're him and you're advising him,
Yes.
yeah, probably. But this is one that could really come back to haunt you. Because if you get him to a place that's got an offensive mastermind and figures out how to unlock this guy on a game-by-game basis in a way that the Broncos haven't been able to figure out, say he goes to Detroit, say he ends up in, with the
Let's say
Rams, say he
Buffalo.
ends up in Buffalo. Buffalo could use a player like
Yes.
him. You could be watching him on Sundays going, how the hell could they have not figured this out after they took him 63rd overall?
But Z, that happens so much in the NFL. So much. It's all about opportunities and great fit.
Sure.
And somebody believing in you. And for a lot of them, they move on to another team, which helps them out. Isaiah McKenzie being one of them that here with Denver couldn't get right, goes with the Buffalo Bills, and they find a way to and find a role for him. He thrives in it for a couple years. Mims will be the exact same way. It's just about fit and want and vision, and the vision is not here with the Denver Broncos. They're showing us, right? Actions over words.
Yeah.
Actions, like he's not out there. The words, we love you, Marvin Mims, and the actions are, but we don't have a place for you, and we're going to play Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant over you. The actions over words. And if I'm Troy, it's like, dude, you had your time. 3 years I've been waiting for you to get me going. In 3 years, it's been the same thing over and over and over. Time for me to move on, baby.
Yeah, and the biggest clue may have been the trade for Jalen Waddle because the skill set is a bit redundant. It is. So, and then you're bringing in a receiver as recent as yesterday. So, and we'll get to him, by the way. Hakeem Butler from the UFL.
Take my jersey off.
He is wearing 30. He is wearing 30.
Take my jersey off. Well, Terrell Davis.
Yeah, there you
Let's
go. There you go. Okay. Do the Denver Broncos need to create a plan for life without Jonathan Cooper? We got another update on this story today. We'll pass along to you. Also, Bo Nix speaking candidly for the first time since the end of last season. We'll get to it all as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha. Big social brouhaha. This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Last up, Arvada. June 26th from 2 to 6 at Arvada Beer Garden. That was quite a brouhaha. Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health, but then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm, under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com. My law firm's doing a ton of divorce cases these days. And the bottom line is I see a lot of controlling spouses. They try to control and threaten you with calling the police. They threaten you with taking the kids. But the worst ones are to control the money. The ones who control the money, we got to get to the bottom of. We got the investigators. We got the forensic guys. We got the experts, the bank guys. They can go find and track whatever's hidden. At the end of the day, hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706-5151.
Shop Honda keeps car buying simple. One price, one person, 1 hour means no games, no back and forth, and no dealer handling fees ever. Upfront pricing and one dedicated advisor who handles everything from start to finish. It's straightforward, stress-free, and honestly, the way car buying should have always been. At Shop Honda, the experience is just as good as the vehicle you're driving home. Discover the Shop Honda difference for yourself. Visit Shop Honda today, proud partner of the Dover and Cecil Show.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
You'll hear from Bo Nix in 15 minutes, less than that, for the first time in an official capacity since, for all intents and purposes, calling his own press conference to clear stuff up that Sean Payton had said.
Oh, Bo Nix.
And you're not going to want to miss it. It was one of the more interesting press conferences Bo has given. Bo can be very strategically boring. If that makes sense. Strategically boring.
Very calculated.
And so he doesn't want to make headlines, he's just sort of plain Jane. And probably the right approach, for a quarterback. That was like, Payton was like that, strategically boring.
The
but
CEO
yes.
type of quarterback that you want. Right? You don't want to make headlines. You want people to kind of forget about you saying, oh, damn, Bo Nix is up here again. He's just going to tell us what we want to hear, all the good stuff. I'm okay with it.
Well, you'll hear from Bo again in about, call it 12 minutes. But before we do that, do the Denver Broncos need to create a plan for life without Jonathan Cooper? So we got a bit of an update on this story today. All right. It's not necessarily groundbreaking, but at the same time, it deserves to be mentioned. The judge, all right, and this came from CBS News is where we first saw it. The 23rd Judicial District Attorney in Douglas County has dropped charges against the woman that Jonathan Cooper was in a relationship with and got into that altercation back on June 3rd. Of course, you'll remember both parties were charged in that incident. All right, both were arrested. Both spent the night in jail.
Yep.
And they had wildly conflicting stories. Both of those things couldn't be true at the same time based on their accounts. Well, today that judge dropped those charges against her.
Yeah.
They dropped the charges against her. So it's one of these things where, I'm not a judge, I'm not an attorney, but I would suspect by those charges being dropped against now who she refers to herself as his ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
So that's new.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like a good day for Jonathan Cooper.
No, it's not a good day at all. It's actually gotten messier because now it's like, okay, the charges have been dropped for the woman, but not for Jonathan Cooper. Now, Jonathan Cooper's in a situation where you were already a slap on the hand, and you had Greg Penner and Kerry Penner and Sean having this long talk with you saying you can't do anything else. And then you ignore what they say, and you go back to your ex-girlfriend, and now you're causing more commotion, more of a distraction, and no telling what that's going to look like for you come July 22nd when you're in trial, if it is the case. And what is the NFL going to do? My guessing is they were already going to suspend you for 6 games. All right, now they have to look back into this. What is Greg Penner and Kerry Penner and Sean Payton and George Payton, what are they going to do with this situation?
Right.
Because pretty much what you did is say, screw you, I don't care what you're saying, I'm going to go back again, and now you added more to your what you're already dealing with. And now you're putting the Penners in a messed up situation where they're going to have to figure out what they want to do with it. Do they want to keep you, or are they going to release you and cut you where now they get their money back and now you're less of a distraction and they move on, Z?
I keep going back and forth what I think the ultimate outcome will be. I think the place that I land the most is where I was on Friday at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen. Shout out everyone who came out there. That was fantastic.
It was a fun time.
But I land most of the time that Jonathan Cooper has played his last down for the Denver Broncos.
So that's how you feel?
That's how I feel most of the time, but I do find myself going back and forth that if they let the legal process play out, all right, and it turns out that Jonathan Cooper doesn't get hit with a felony, that Harvey Steinberg does his Harvey thing, that dude, I mean,
he's good.
He has gotten a lot of people out of trouble. I'm still trying to figure out how Melvin Gordon got not guilty when he is on camera. He can't stand up. He can't walk 10 paces. He can't count to 10.
Well, the video's not there anymore, right? You can't find the video.
I actually did find it. A listener sent it to me.
All right.
TMZ, yes, it's still out there. Melvin Gordon is hammered, could have killed someone. Luckily, he didn't, and somehow he was found not guilty. That seemed like as open and shut of a case that you could. It's on camera.
I know.
So there exists a world, and this is why I keep going back and forth, that they go through the process. Harvey does his Harvey stuff. Jonathan Cooper doesn't get hit with a felony. It's a much lesser charge. He's got community service and, whatever, a slap on the wrist. And you're like, wait, from a legal standpoint, this turned out to be not what we thought it was going to be 2-3 months ago, what have you, and he's back on the Denver Broncos, because you would like to think that morality and ethics would overrule everything, but this is pro football. You are trying to win a Super Bowl. This has been a double-digit sack guy that you were so confident in. You signed him up for $60 million.
You don't want the distractions. I mean, think about what Greg Penner has done already with distractions, right? Extended the players that he needed to. Extended George and Sean Payton. I believe why he extended Sean Payton was he didn't want to make that a distraction for Sean. He wants everybody on the same page. So it's all about just playing football, and yet for someone like Jonathan Cooper, you're bringing that in here that you don't know how that's going to go, and that does become a distraction.
But do you see what I'm saying? That there is a scenario where, like, this thing not goes away, but again, if Melvin Gordon can get a not guilty verdict when he is on camera hammered drunk.
Oh, yeah, he's guilty as hell.
Like, there's a scenario where Harvey Steinberg pulls his, rabbit out of his hat.
So you think Greg and Kerry Penner, they're going to be calculated with this? They're going to wait for everything before making a final
probably
decision of hey, we're going to keep you or we're going to cut you?
Probably. And I keep going back and forth. Now, Sean Payton, before he took any questions today about practice, he sort of said a statement. Now, the Broncos audio, they live stream this stuff. It cut out during that sequence. All right, so we don't have it for you. We have it from other people's cell phones. It's not great audio, but I can summarize it like this. Sean basically said, we're going to let this play out. I'm not going to answer a bunch of questions about this. He actually got frustrated a little bit when people did have some follow-up questions, and he's like, I'm not going to continue to talk about this. But he did reference in his initial statement that from ownership, coaching staff, and organizationally, there is a standard. And he sort of used his hand up around his head like, this is where the bar is. And he fell short. And again, we'll see what this all means. Obviously, Cooper wasn't out there today. I don't think we're going to see Jonathan Cooper anytime soon. We just don't know. No one knows how this is going to conclude.
Yeah, and so with that being said, going back to football now, because we don't know on the legal side when it comes to Jonathan Cooper, football, you have to be ready for a different plan. Someone like Jonah Ellis has to step up. Now, before all this was going on and Jonathan Cooper was supposed to be with the team and it was all good, they were going to move Jonah Ellis to the inside linebacker position. You know, Cooper ends up with a groin injury where he had a little small procedure. He ends up with some legal issues, and now you have Jonah Ellis that's sitting there on the outside again. And he's looked damn good.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's just talk about Jonah Ellis for a second, because one of the first plays made in practice was Jonah Ellis finding himself in the backfield, flushing out Jarrett Stidham and blowing up a play. I mean, Jonah Ellis, if they had a game tomorrow, and thankfully they don't, would it be Jonah Ellis starting opposite Nick Bonito?
100%. You don't have Jonathan Cooper because he's dealing with his issue. It would have to be Jonah Ellis. And Jonah Ellis looks damn good right now. His get-off, his explosiveness. I've seen a couple videos before OTA started, and he's really been working on that get-off. And then some moves too, right? Von Miller was always good with a couple moves. You don't have to have a bunch of moves. 2 moves that you can go to, your bread and butter, that can get you to the quarterback. And that's exactly what Jonah Ellis is doing. And he's doing a great job of getting pressure on Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ellinger. That's what you were looking for. Now, of course, Sean's going to say it just like I'm going to say it. You can't sit here and just praise Jonah Ellis or any of the defense or offensive guys right now because there's no pads on. But from what we're looking at, Jonah Ellis is looking to take that next step. Jonah Ellis has been with the Denver Broncos for 2 years, has 7.5 sacks. He needs to take that next jump to show the front office, George, Sean, that he can be a starter in this league. And with the Jonathan Cooper distraction going on and him not being there, this is the time for Jonah Ellis to kind of put his print down and say, hey, I can be the next starter for the Denver Broncos on the outside.
Well, you want to know who else is out there making plays. And again, take it with a grain of salt. It's not fully padded, but Dondrea Tillman.
Yes.
Dude.
XFL legend.
This guy who did, get it out the mud, for lack of a better term, right? Tillman, he is all over my notes. He's all over my notes. The play of the day defensively was a pick six. Matt Hennison at the line of scrimmage intercepted Sam Ellinger and took it the other way. The defense is hooting and hollering. Ellinger had to get rid of it because Tillman is in the backfield. And it was like that a lot of the afternoon. And so it's one of these things where you have someone like Tillman, you have someone like Jonah Ellis, and you also have someone like Q Robinson.
Big Q.
Who continues to flash. And there was a sequence at the end of practice where I'm watching Q Robinson in year number 2, a developmental project from Alabama, mid-round pick. He's coming off the edge on Mike McGlinchey, and he's moving McGlinchey backwards. And I'm like, holy smokes. For a second-year developmental project, man, the early returns, and they are just that, they're early returns, but they're also really good.
Well, if you remember with Q Robinson, he didn't get a lot of time on the field. Now, when he did towards the end of the season, he got better and better and better and actually had a sack in the playoffs versus the New England Patriots. So you're looking for him to continue to develop and improve every single year. And now, not having Jonathan Cooper there, what does that mean? It means more reps for Jonah Ellis. It means more reps for Tillman, but it means more reps for Big Q Robinson. So that at some point, maybe he can say, hey, I can take over and be a role player for this next year. And Jonah Ellis can move into that starting role, and Tillman can do it as well. And we can have that little trio going on that can help out, because you just don't know what's going to happen with Jonathan Cooper.
No.
So you need to have another plan put in place. And if it doesn't work out then, and I don't want to go out there and get someone like Cam Jordan, or Von Miller just yet. Somebody like that you can do before the season starts. But give these young guys a chance to develop during the camp and during these preseason games. And then if you have to go out there and get a vet, you go out there and you get a vet at that time.
There are veteran players, you just mentioned a couple of them, that are on the street. Someone like Hassan Reddick, Kyle Van Noy, Joey Bosa, Leonard Floyd, Cam Johnson. Now, there's a reason for each of them why they're currently available.
Yeah.
Some is age and some is durability issues, what have you. But it wouldn't shock me at all, Phil. It would not shock me at all if they replenish that position in the preparation of Jonathan Cooper not being around.
Well, if they do it right now, it's telling us everything we need to know. Jonathan Cooper's not
true.
coming back.
That's true.
I think this is why maybe they'll do it in the middle of camp or before the season starts, because they want to see what happens with Jonathan Cooper. 2, they want to see the development of these other guys that we just got done talking about. What do they look like? A general manager, a coach, they always want to be right. So if one of these guys can pan out, Jonah Ellis, Big Q Robinson specifically, because you drafted him in the 4th round, they're going to let that happen. And if they don't feel comfortable doing that, then they'll go out there and get a veteran. That's what happened to me again with the Indianapolis Colts. They waited for these young guys at the running back position to kind of do their thing. They didn't like what they saw after a couple weeks. They called me in and said, hey, you're an insurance guy. We know that we can plug and play you, so you're going to have to be patient, but we trust you over these young cats that we have.
And we just saw that a year ago with J.K. Dobbins, who at this time last year was not with the club, and then a month later he was.
There you go.
So we'll see how much they like from the reserves, all right, getting after the quarterback. And but this is definitely a situation to monitor. And as we mentioned on Friday with the J. Coop stuff, this is the first of its kind with the new ownership group. We just don't know. You're going to have the league stuff, and then you're going to have the Broncos' decision to make on this stuff. And their Carrie Penner was, guys, Carrie Penner is on crutches. Okay, she had a knee operation.
Yep.
We're told that it's a meniscus.
Oh, so it wasn't predisposed though, right?
I don't believe so.
Right.
I don't believe so. But think about this. Carrie Penner had an operation on her knee. She's got a huge. It's all she's got a big thing on there, and she's on crutches. Yet she's out at practice, not watching from up top. She's down with us, ground level, watching practice. I don't think I can recall a single Bronco OTA, mandatory minicamp, or training camp practice since they bought the team that one of them was not representing the ownership group out there.
Great ownership. Great ownership equals a great team equals a championship at some point.
At some point.
So that's what we're hoping for.
All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARSFM Laramie. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! Put me in, coach. I'll play defensive end for you. Outside linebacker. I'll rush the passer.
I love it. We know we'd get everything from you, Phil.
Yeah, not a sack.
Definitely not a sack. We were out there at practice today, day 1 of mandatory minicamp. And you know what? We didn't get to see a lot of him, but it was good to see Bo Nix.
Yes, just out there.
Just out there, I'm 10 steps away from him, watching him stretch and warm up, and he did some individual stuff. We did see him pass a football on a football field for the first time since that game against the Buffalo Bills.
No limp, and when he's dropping back for his throws, like he seems like he's ready to go when camp rolls around.
Yes, definitely. Now, unfortunately, they went to 7-on-7. He didn't do anything. Of course, he wasn't a part of any team period, 11-on-11. But it was good to see him back out there, and he talked about just being back with the guys.
It was great. They've been practicing for a couple weeks. Today was my first time kind of getting out there and sort of going through everything with them. But it was great. It was, as I expected, it was a very clean operation. Our guys are doing a great job, Sam and Jarrett, and they're doing phenomenal as expected. And then the rest of the guys are just playing really well and sort of getting used to everything. And not that it's even changed a lot, just some nuances and some different things. But guys are picking it up really well, handling it well. And I think it's probably, in my opinion, the furthest we've been at this point in the season. So I'm really confident and excited to get through the summer into training camp with these guys.
He said he thinks it's the furthest they've been for this time of year. And I think I would agree, Phil. Like operationally, there's not and has not been a lot of like head scratching moments. And if you're going to have them, it's this time of year,
Where
right?
you're messing up or you're having to redo a play, rehuddle up. The only time that we've seen a rehuddle is with the new guys that have came in, right? Some of the XFL players, the third string players, the younger players. Other than that, the first and second team, they've been smooth.
They have been. And so that's good. I think I would co-sign that from Bo, just from an operational standpoint. By the way, the Hakeem Butler, the big body receiver from the UFL, the offensive player of the year, 2 of the last 3 seasons in the UFL. Man, one, like he's a physical specimen.
Big.
6'5". You know, I think he's around 235, 240 pounds.
Yeah. Looks like he's like 215, though, man. Really lean.
He is. And once upon a time ran a 4.4. He was out there making a couple plays. You know, day 1 of practice, just got to the team. He worked out for the team apparently last week, Sean said. And so both him and the, God, what's his name?
It's a unique last name.
It is. It's like oh God, I'm forgetting it now. He's brand new. He's a return man from the UFL.
Yep, cornerback.
It's not Swift. It's something like that though. Is it? We'll get it here in a second. But even he was out there making a play defensively as he's a cornerback by trade, but also was the best return man in the UFL. So both of those new guys made a play, and so that for me was kind of surprising because there's guys who are out there that everyone knows their name. Evan Ingram didn't make a single play, all practice, but those 2 new guys did. That's got to be a really, really hard ask for those guys to step right in, and but they did today.
And honestly, I don't think it's as hard of an ask as we think because they've been playing football.
That's
right?
a good point.
The 2 new ones have been playing football. They went through 7-8 games. I don't think any of them got to a championship, so they're ready to go. Whereas the other guys, they're still in like vacation mode, like you're just kind of ramping up. You're out there, but you're really not out there. You're out there for a good hour and a half where you're focused and locked in, and then after that, you're ready to go home, deal with your wife and kids. And so it isn't until you go on that 3-4 week break before camp actually starts that you're really ready to go and your mind's in it. So for these young guys or the guys that you're picking up in the XFL, they need to show really, really fast that they can be here so that they can compete for a job come summertime.
And I remember his name.
What
Sean Fresh.
Fresh it can be. Hey.
So good for both those guys. It's an uphill battle, but we'll see how it all plays out for them. So here was Bo Nix breaking down exactly what happened with his ankle.
Yeah, so the first one, obviously, right after the season, non-weight bearing for a couple of weeks, get back going. Felt pretty good. Was still having a little bit of an issue with a bone spur. So what we did was even though I probably could have gone again, done the whole season again, it was just aggravated me for too long. So what we did was, since I was a little bit ahead, thought it best to go ahead and decompress it a little bit, and then still have plenty of time to get back for the summer to prepare for the season. And thank goodness, OTAs wise, you want to go through them, but at this point, going into year 3, actually the other day at practice, somebody said I had played like 35 or something games already, which is just hard to believe. It's been that long very quickly, but knew that OTAs would be a good learning experience from on the side perspective, watching, getting sort of my mental reps, and then getting all my physical reps as the summer and season comes. But feel really good where I'm at. I'm actually sort of glad we got it all out of the way. Don't have to do it in the years to come, but football's a physical game, so there's no telling what'll come up. But for right now, I feel really good about the steps I'm making, and going to be just fine.
All right, so at this point, I think we kind of know the arc here of what happened. You have the injury that happened in the Buffalo game. You have the big boy surgery, non-weight bearing for several weeks. Yep. You get back, you're doing your rehab, and you just feel it. It's
a sharp pain, Z. It's a sharp pain. If you ever had bone spurs, and I had some, it's a sharp pain that comes and goes. Right? It's not always there, but it usually shows up at the wrong times. Right? During a game, it could show up during a play, and you're running, you're trying to cut, and all of a sudden a sharp pain hits you, and now you're not the same, or you don't run the same. So it's one of these things where you're in the off season, get it done. All right, clean up, so that you don't have a bunch of bone fragments floating around that get caught in your joints, and now you have this sharp pain that you're having to deal with throughout the season. All right, this is the time for you to do the cleanup jobs. Everybody around the NFL are dealing with cleanup jobs and procedures. A lot with the Denver Broncos are dealing with some cleanup jobs and procedures. This is a physical sport, and at some point, you're going to have to clean your body up a little bit. You're hoping that it's just a little cleanup job and not a whole repair. And so for Bo Nix, he did the right thing, right? He made a business decision for himself so that hopefully 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the line, he is still healthy and he's not dealing with that ankle again.
Yeah, and that is the most ideal scenario. Hopefully this is just out of the way, all right? He could have delayed the surgery, but it sounds like he was in some real discomfort, enough discomfort to say, let's go back in. Let's basically scrap the offseason and a portion of the preseason. And you hope you're completely out of the woods with this, right? It is it's not a big deal that he wasn't out there today, but it is simultaneously just disappointing. You're watching Jarrett Stidham build this chemistry with Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
But hopefully, big picture, long term, which was my concern. Big picture, long term. Not whether he's ready for day one of training camp, not whether he's ready for game one in Arrowhead. My concern has been big picture, long term, and hopefully this just sort of settles this down. You move forward and you just stack enough games where someone like me stops worrying about it.
Be where your feet are, ZB. We can't worry about 2-3 years from now. We don't know what that brings to us, but we know that this year for Bo Nix, he says that he's feeling healthy. So let's see if he's telling the truth. And Bo Lowry, Mr. Bo Lowry, he wants us to stop panicking too. He wants us to let everybody know that Bo is going to be just fine. ZB, Bo is going to be just fine.
I hope so. I hope so. So. I hope so.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And Bo Lowry did come over to us today and have some fun with us. He listens to the show, which we greatly appreciate. And he told me sort of in so many words, just settle down. We got this. We got this. So I will trust him, and I love that he was having fun with me. That's all good. Here was more from Bo Nix talking about wanting to go full speed and what the doctor said after the surgery.
Well, it was hard because I wanted to be full speed so fast, but that's just unfortunately not how post-surgery goes. But been there, had an ankle fracture in college, so knew sort of what the rehab was. Obviously, it was a different bone, so you got to let those different bones heal differently. And when I got back going, felt really good, just a little bit of soreness. Just wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way for good. And now, they tell me I didn't get in there and look at it, but the doctors tell me it's ankle looks as good as new, and we're right back to normal. So once the progression of the rehab comes and goes, after you wait your due diligence and wait patiently, get through it, should feel great.
Doctor says it looks as good as new. And Bo does have one concern, though.
Well, my concern is they say it's, back healthy as good as new, and I hadn't really been like that in a couple of years. So my concern is maybe move around a little bit better.
That's Bo's attempt at humor.
You know what? Maybe we'll move him to running back. Isn't that what they wanted to do with Lamar Jackson? Move him to running back.
Someone did. Someone once upon a time did. That's the one thing with Bo, a part of his superpower, and it is a superpower, man. Bo can fly.
He can.
Bo can fly. I remember saying he's closer to the 10 fastest running backs in the NFL as opposed to the slowest 10. It might be 5. I mean, he is, when he gets it going, that dude, and he needs that portion of his game right now.
Definitely does.
Because he is not someone that just dices someone up from the pocket. He wants to get out on the move, and the threat of running is super real. So hopefully there is zero hiccup in that department, because it serves as, I've talked about this in the past, with Bo, and using Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen as a reference point. Like when you're young in your career, and I know he's not young by age necessarily, but
career,
his
by playing in the
NFL years, he is young in his career still, going into year 3. That athleticism and that superpower serves as a bridge until you can get to the point in your career when you're getting up to the line of scrimmage, dissecting the defense, knifing people up from within the pocket. That bridge is really important, and he still has to have it.
And he definitely still has to have it. It's a big superpower of his, and he will. All right, once he gets past it in his head of like, I'm thinking about my ankle still, and maybe there's still some soreness because you just had surgery and you remove something from your body. But over time, all right, during this offseason before camp starts, during camp, I think that he'll just become normal, or it will become normal to him, and it will be like last year where he just feels good. Now, with that being said, this is his time to work on pocket presence. It's time to stay in the pocket just long enough to make these throws, or stepping into his throws, climbing the pocket, just building that game up so that when he does start to lose that superpower, the athletic ability a little bit, like we all do, except for ZB over here, you still have the athletic ability.
Media game MVP.
There we go. MVP. But when you do start to lose part of that game, you can rely on your arm. You can rely on your eyes and seeing the field and understanding that you can check out of things and being smarter than the defense. And that comes over time. So hopefully Bo, during camp, during this off season with the summer going on, he can do that and dissect this film so that he's ready to go come game one with just his arm and his eyes and of course his head. And then the athletic ability will take over when it's ready.
Hope you're right on that. Obviously, here's a little bit more from Bo Nix about his relationship with Sean Payton.
Well, I think he's able to, give me the knowledge that he has without having to worry about giving me the play or looking at somebody else's alignment or worrying about, a blocking scheme. He can, just straight up watch me and give me the knowledge that he has from the quarterback position that he's, really coached since he got, brought up. He played it, coached it, and now he's able to sort of get back to his roots of, being almost like a little bit of a quarterback coach. Like, tell me exactly the things that I got to get better at, and then, like I said, it just frees him up to watch other players, watch other things, really have an eye for that. And he does a great job evaluating, and so I think, he's just going to continue to use those strengths and that gift. But I'm excited because he can, really challenge me to be better. He can look at things that he hasn't necessarily gotten to look at in the past couple of years because he's worried about the whole entire offense.
And that's the hope here, right? Is that Sean Payton stepping away from the trenches of play calling and gets to just have a broader view of the football team.
Yeah.
That CEO approach that we've talked about for a while now, but Bo's saying he can almost serve as my quarterback's coach now. He played the position. And I do have to laugh is like, there was a question today, and it was fair, and I'm not picking on anyone, but, someone was like, I'll keep their name out of it, like, hey, like, does it help Bo that, you have former quarterbacks on the staff like Logan Kilgore and Davis Webb? And I'm like, are we forgetting Sean Payton was a quarterback?
Or Sean Payton.
He sees the game through the eyes of a quarterback. And Payton, in answering the question, he's like, and we have other quarterbacks, on the staff that you didn't mention. And I'm just like, oh, that's Sean Payton's little way of being like, I'm a quarterback goofball. But interesting response about how the relationship, the coach-quarterback relationship will change with Sean putting down the play call sheet.
Yeah, because now it can be more about just Bo Nix and not the offense. And so for Sean, he can like break things down with Bo. And he can sit down with Bo a little bit more knowing that Davis Webb's going to be upstairs putting together this game plan. And of course, he's going to answer to Sean to say, hey, do you like this game plan? But Sean can connect with Bo a little bit differently than as an offensive play caller, which now maybe it strengthens their relationship. And so Sean can go to the sideline and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing out there. What are you seeing? Let's connect. Let's be on the same page. Let's maybe take this shot here. It's all about communication. It's all about being on the same page. And maybe Sean and Bo can have a better relationship because of that. I'm not saying it's a bad relationship. They can get closer now because Davis Webb's going to be calling the plays and he's going to be worried about the full offense instead of just Bo Nix.
Yeah, and my guess is because he is putting down the play call sheet or handing it over rather, you may see like less tension between those two because we've seen a decent amount of tension between coach and QB these last 2 years. But when your hands are at 10-2 of calling the offense and someone is not either holding up their end of the bargain with it or whatever, like that can breed that tension, which is, often healthy anyway. But you may see less of that. You just may see less of that because Sean is not the one calling these plays, and his perspective will change. Maybe his frustration in those moments might change. So we'll see how it all plays out. We have no idea, how this is going to go with Davis Webb. But Bo was glad that they kept Davis Webb around.
He had, several chances to go be, straight up a head coach. So I think we were fortunate to keep him as an organization. Just excited to see his growth and maturity as a play caller. Obviously, it'll be his first time, but he's prepped and, been waiting for this day for a long time. And, this is his first opportunity, so he's got to make the most of it, and he knows that, and he's working really hard. He's had a really successful grind this offseason, just really taking what we have, how can we grow it? How can we make it a little bit more suitable for where we are now? How can we make it to where he enjoys calling it and comfortable for him? And then at the end of the day, how can he, teach me to go out there and execute it and perform, which we think similarly. So that's going to be the fun part as we go. But I'm really excited to have him, and it allows Coach Payton to be relieved of those duties, be able to go and do other things like really critique the defense, really critique special teams, really look at O-line, D-line, look at the trenches, look at the skill, evaluate a little bit more, because he's not, his time's not filled, having a game plan or all that kind of stuff. So I think it's just a good weapon for us to have, and I think it's going to help us.
We are seeing some differences so far out at camp in Davis Webb's offense. We are seeing more runs out of shotgun.
Yeah, from the start.
And we are seeing more pre-snap motions.
Yes.
You agree with that?
I agree. Wholeheartedly agree. And it's a lot more like misdirections, motions, get a look. Obviously, you want the quarterback to get a look if it's man or if it's zone, but also just getting lost, getting these receivers lost, or the running backs, giving them an opportunity to really get going and get the defense out of place so that you can create these explosive plays. So, like, you're seeing that. You're also seeing a lot more throws down the middle of the field. Now, we talked about that with Sean, but at times it didn't seem like that. Now, when it comes to Davis Webb, they're clearing everybody out, whether it's Jalen Waddle clearing out for Court, or it's Court clearing out for Jalen Waddle, but they're also clearing out that tight end, leaving the middle of the field wide open. And we saw that for ourselves a couple times where Waddle hit a 16-yard dig or 15-yard dig, and there was nobody to protect the middle of the field, and Waddle goes for an explosive play. So that's what you're looking for. So hopefully when Bo gets back, they can start to build that chemistry up, and it starts with trusting your offensive play caller in Davis Webb, and then it goes on from there.
Yeah, really interesting. We are seeing those changes happening in real time, and the installation of those changes. Here's a little bit more from Bo Nix. Hey, what's it like to have people worrying about his ankles? This is what he said.
Well, for one, nobody's really ever cared about me this extensively for a long time, so I don't think it's a bad thing. I got little kids at the park asking me if my legs are crooked and all, and I just I think it's sort of crazy. We live in a culture that's you get secondhand sources and you just run with them and believe them. But at the end of the day, I've been here before. I feel great. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be fast, elusive. Everything that's I've done in the past, I'm going to be able to do again. I mean, it's a broken bone, for crying out loud. Everybody probably here has had an issue with a broken bone, and you end up right back the same. So I feel really confident in myself and my training, and it's not going to hinder me at all.
Not going to hinder him at all. He's got kids at the park asking him if his legs are crooked.
You say, look, it's a broken bone. Come on now. Talking to you, ZB. Come on now, ZB. It's
Maybe
a broken bone.
Maybe he is. But one of the things I'll give him, baby T-Rex arms pushback, is he says
nobody pushes Bo now.
He says it's crazy. People listen to these secondhand sources. Yeah. That was your coach.
He's taking a shot at his coach, though.
That was your coach into a microphone.
Like, are you going to listen to my coach or are you going to listen to me?
Right. Well, which is basically what he did at the end of the season.
Yes.
Giving major pushback on the predisposed thing, major pushback on the, timeline and all that stuff. So I kind of laugh at that. But, hey, this is what, he makes a joke. I've never had this many people care. You're the QB of the Denver Broncos. There is no bigger spotlight in this town than playing quarterback for the Denver freaking Broncos.
Yeah.
And what happened at the end of the year was traumatic. If you agree that if the Broncos had Bo, they go to a Super Bowl, that was a big deal, right? And so and I'm sure he understands he's having some fun with it, and good for him that he's in that place where he can have some fun with it.
Means rehab is going good and he'll be ready to go.
Right. Truly. But yeah, this is what comes with it, man. Like you are, and I've always said this, talking about my concerns with Bo's ankles, big picture, long term, is that it's because Bo is a big deal. Bo is such a big deal to the future success of the Denver Broncos, and I think that even being a star quarterback at Oregon and Auburn and everything that comes with that. I know that in the SEC, what do they say? It's just different.
Yeah, it
right?
is. But this is the NFL.
It just means more, is what they say. It just means more, right? This is like you said, this is the National Football League. This is the
Exactly.
Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos. A lot of history here, a lot of rich history. And the last time we've had great quarterbacks like Elway and Peyton Manning, we had Super Bowls. And we think that you may be Bo Nix, the next great quarterback to lead us to a Super Bowl and win one. So we need you to be healthy. And you're getting ready to get a fat-ass check if you can stay healthy this year. That's going to probably be over $250 million because you're the quarterback. You're a franchise quarterback.
Right.
It's a lot of decisions to be made, and we need you to be at your best.
Yeah. And I want to one little house cleaning thing.
Yeah.
And someone on the RamosLaw.com text line is pointing it out. I think that when Bo said it's crazy that people believe these secondhand sources, you know who he might be talking about? And after thinking about it, what he probably is that big account on Twitter, that Dove Kleiman account. And that's the account, if I'm not mistaken, who tweeted the picture of Bo Nix's leg that was bent, but it really wasn't Bo Nix's leg. It was Alex Smith's leg.
Okay.
And because that account has hundreds of thousands of followers,
I don't like that account.
No, me either. It's not. I don't like it, and I could go on why
they need
a bunch.
to
I think
cancel that one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nasty account.
It really is.
But when that account said, "Look at Bo Nix's leg," and it was a picture of Alex Smith's leg, that went viral, and so I was on the air in Kansas City. And not long after it happened, and they were asking me about the picture, and I didn't know how to answer because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was fake or not. But I bet when Bo is saying it's crazy that people listen to these secondhand accounts, secondhand sources, that's who he's talking about. Is that major account on social media? That's a dirty, nasty account.
Man.
Okay. Shifting gears. If you want to react to anything that we said, all right, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 or our YouTube chat powered by Champ Honda. There could be another motive why the 2031 stadium deadline is so important to the Broncos and no one is talking about it. That's next.
Joe Sakic says he's running it back, but is he really?
I think a lot of what we heard on Thursday was a smokescreen. I think he wanted to come out and say, hey, we love this team. We love our players. Because you don't want to come out and tip your hand by saying, hey, we're prepared to break this thing up. You talk up your players. You keep their value high with the understanding that you are absolutely open to going out and making deals this offseason.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for Homestrong. Home repairs should not feel overwhelming. That's why Homestrong is your one-stop shop. Family-owned, over 20 years of experience, and the highest-rated structural company in this state with over 300 five-star Google reviews. So, guys, listen close. If you see cracks, water issues, a cold, dirty crawl space, start with a free, yes, I said free inspection and a free quote. Homestrong handles everything. Foundation repair, basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, concrete lifting, decorative concrete, even turning crawl spaces into fully finished basements without calling another contractor. Financing is available. Lifetime transferable warranties. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Hey, Colorado, set the summer trend. Get a 30% point-of-sale discount on all new electric lawnmowers, trimmers, and leaf blowers statewide. Ditch the gas for powerful battery packs and breathe easier. Quieter equipment also means you can hear your go-to radio show while you mow. But don't wait. This hot deal only lasts through the end of the year. Learn more at simplestepsbetterair.org. Again, that's simplestepsbetterair.org.
All right, barbecue fans, Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040 with something special for you that we're cooking up for the best free meal in all of Denver. Now, in addition to my delicious smoked pulled pork that we serve on nearly a monthly basis and my copycat Chipotle chicken recipe that has a kiss of smoke and is fantastic. Our friends over at Old Style Sausage, a local company that makes these sausages that are custom made for the smoker, Mike Daborski over there is going to give us some. So this summer, they will join the menu at the best free meal in Denver. We're here to help. It's every first and third Thursday. You get free groceries and a hot meal for the night. No questions asked. You just pull up and pop the trunk. It's every first and third Thursday, Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road, E Hills Church from 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word.
Hey guys, did you know that 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? They have low energy, low sex drive, low motivation, and barely recognize themselves. But 100% of them can get it all back and feel like themselves again at Low T Center. Low T Center is the original TRT clinic changing lives since 2009. Their expert providers work to tailor TRT plans to every man to get his levels back to where they need to be. They can help you get your energy, your focus, and sex drive back. They can even work with most major insurance providers. So head over to fixmylowt.com and book your free testosterone tests. Fixmylowt.com.
Hi, this is Larry Jager with SCL Mortgage, letting you know about our second mortgages for anything you need, including home improvements, paying off debt, and more. Visit us at myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222, NMLS number 1200716.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball size hail, to be exact. Damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, ColoradoSedation.com.
Hey, it's Zach here. Summer is here, and 5280 Exteriors is kicking it off with a huge June offer. Get free gutter guards when you purchase a whole house of siding. Lock in your project now and enjoy beautiful new siding before fall hits. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
That sound your grandkids make when they really want something. Let's see if I can do it. This is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC. An equal housing lender. Please. That's how mine sound anyway, and this summer they're hoping for a pool. I don't know about that, but I do know this. New and exciting things can happen this season. Opportunities are all around us, like visiting local farmers markets and listening to outdoor concerts. Having friends over for a barbecue is fun. Ferris wheel rides and county fairs. However your family spends the summer, Alpine Bank hopes it's a fantastic one. We'll see you out and about, probably at the local pool because that backyard pool seems like a stretch. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Walmart is proud to sponsor the Be a Mentor, Be a Fan football camp with 104.3 The Fan. Broncos alumni hosts and South High School coaches are teaming up to support Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado and help inspire the next generation through mentorship, teamwork, and community.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4. really fun show. Reacting to day one of Broncos mandatory minicamp. We've covered a lot of ground. All right. Phil and I were both out there for 2+ hours watching every single rep. We heard from Sean Payton and Bo Nix as well as Pat Surtain today. We'll get into a little bit more of Sean Payton here momentarily. But before we do, there could be another motive why the 2031 stadium deadline is so important to the Broncos. Now, I'm gonna speculate here. I'm gonna speculate. One, the 2031 deadline, it's important for the Denver Broncos because it's important to the Denver Broncos. This is the deadline that they set, all right? It's also when the lease expires from the current Empower Field. Now, could they extend the lease by a year? They could. But they don't want to. Greg Penner does not want to do that.
No.
All right? And right now, the ball is not in the court of the Denver Broncos currently when it comes to the holdup in Burnham Yard. And we talked extensively about this, 10 days ago or so, and this newfound snag of this Lot M where overflow parking for season ticket holders, but there's a community around it. It's pretty far removed from the stadium, and the community around it does not want Denver Water to come and build their emergency facility on that site. And it's turned into just a something unforeseen. And it's just another problem with this Burnham Yard site. And according to the Denver Post, early last week, I believe it was, that there are, quote, dozens of things that need to get resolved in the next 2 months. And we're at basically like 50 days before dozens of things need to get figured out to hit the deadline.
Damn, 50 days.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time. And Councilwoman Torres, Councilwoman Jamie Torres, who it's her district, Burnham Yard, and the current Empower Field, said that the complexity of the situation is now hitting everyone in the face, end quote. So there's a lot going on, but it doesn't have much to do with things that the Broncos can control.
It's out of their hands.
It's out of their hands.
Control the controllables. That's what my coach used to say. Well, now you can't control any controllables because you did your part.
That's right. And so you have all this stuff going on, all right, and it's complicated and it's a bit messy, all right? I would just say, guys, get your bleep together. If you want the Denver Broncos to stay in the city of Denver, get your freaking bleep together.
They're not playing.
They're not.
No.
Because the Lone Tree site was, let me just say this, it was referred to you and I today by someone inside the team as, quote, plug and play, end quote.
Just organic, right? Just like it's just right there for the take.
It's right there. So you guys, city council people, the community that's writing letters and doesn't want Denver Water and all this stuff, you guys got to figure it out. Because if you don't, you guys are going to be the face of why the Denver Broncos no longer play inside the Denver city proper.
And what is that going to do? That's going to make, Phil the deal. Phil over here, myself, upset. Now I'm sitting there mugging you guys every single day talking about why couldn't we get this done here in Denver? Right? It needs to stay here in Denver, and it's only going to help the community if you build this district in this stadium. Why? Because now more people are going to come, more money, but guess what? That means the value on your houses if you're close to the stadium, that raises. So if you want to sell the thing and pocket some cash, you can do that. All right, just having it around, it's going to help the environment. It's going to help just a healthier way of living if you have this new stadium with everything around it.
And how many other operations that are even half the size of the Broncos are wanting to purposefully stay in Denver, take the harder route, and it will be an economic boon for that whole for the whole city, but it's going to revitalize this area that is decrepit and downtrodden and abandoned. All right? So what they're trying to do, there's not many people that are coming and going to try to do what the Broncos want to do. Okay. There's that.
Yeah.
But then there's this other little thing that could be a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on right now that's the biggest global sporting event in the world?
The World Cup.
The World Cup. The men are playing. Do the women have a World Cup?
They do.
Okay. Next summer, the Women's World Cup is going to Brazil. So that's a year out. And then they're going to take another 4 years off. And when the Women's World Cup comes back, where is it going? The United States of America.
It's going to be here, baby.
Now, part of it, I think, is going to be in Mexico, too. I think they're going to split it up a little bit. But the World Cup is coming to the States on the women's side, just like it is here on the men's side. And guess what year it's coming? 2031. And guess who has already applied to be a potential city? Denver, Colorado.
Why wouldn't we? Like we're just like we talk about being a baseball state, we're a soccer state. All right, soccer is
especially
big
on the
here,
women's side.
Especially on the women's side. And so if you're Greg Penner, Carrie Penner, and you have a chance to host the World Cup for the women's, why would you not want to do that? That's free publicity for the new stadium, for the new district.
It is.
For people to come and enjoy the scenery, to come and enjoy the food that's going to be in this district, to be in that building, the stadium, and watch some soccer. Like Greg Penner and Carrie Penner, like they're thinking of this.
Yes.
Why would you not?
They are.
All type of money will come your way.
That's right. And I know, someone earlier said that, the first use of the stadium should only be the Broncos. It's like, hey, if you have an opportunity that could, in the most literal sense, be once in a lifetime, to debut your stadium on a global stage with the Women's World Cup.
You're talking about global.
Are you kidding me? So it syncs up. The 2031 deadline syncs up with the time that it will need to build a stadium. It syncs up with the ending of the lease, and it syncs up with the World Cup on the women's side coming to the States where Denver has already applied as a potential host city. Guys, figure it out. Figure it out.
Come on.
Figure it out. Okay, what did we learn today in Denver sports? That's how we'll finish up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
Hey, fellas out there, remember your 20s when you could stay up late, wake up early, hit the gym, work all day, and you still had energy left for extracurricular activities? Now you stand up too fast and you need a recovery period. But here's the thing. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Low testosterone, it sneaks up on you. You lose 2 to 3% of it every year starting in your 30s, and before you know it, you're tired, you're foggy, you're gaining weight, your sex drive is MIA. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they can help. Their advanced medical strategies, TRT, peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more help you get stronger in the gym, sharper at work, better in the bedroom, and more confident everywhere. Guys, your first visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult plus a T and PSA test. And if you start treatment that day, your visit is completely free. They have 5 locations to serve you. They have treated tens of thousands of men just like you. So go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco, banking for everyone.
Hey everybody, Cecil Lammy here from my friends at SodaDietAndNutrition.com. 866-800-SODA is the phone number. And 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds. 60 pounds gone, lost forever, and never coming back. Why? Because of the dynamic diet that their nutritionist specifically trained, customized a dynamic diet for each person like they did for me. They can do it for you as well. Everyone has different food sensitivities, responses, weaknesses, lifestyle habits, and behaviors, so a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work. Dynamic Diet highlights that personalized approach, and it's really that personal touch that takes soda and puts them over the top. Online, soda, dietandnutrition.com. 60 pounds down 5 years ago, and I've never gained it back. And those 60 pounds came off naturally. There's no mystery pills, no chemicals in my body. I'm not giving myself a shot every day. I'm eating the right things at the right time every single day. Because of soda, dietandnutrition.com, soda is, everybody say it with me, their state of the art.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why professional contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. For 35 years, this family-owned, locally operated supplier has delivered quality products, next-day delivery, and quick will-call service that keeps builders on schedule. From new construction to remodels, their experienced team is committed to helping contractors succeed. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise built for Colorado contractors.
Brandon Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
The game started. Call your dad. I'm on it, Ma. Hola, Pa.
Hello, hijita. I can't hear you. I'm at the stadium in Monterrey.
Here, shout goal together. Get nonstop talk, text, and data in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada with T-Mobile, America's best network. Switch on the T-Life app or on T-Mobile.com/connectate. On qualifying plans not for extended international use, you must reside in the U.S. In primary usage must occur on our network. Best based on analysis by Ookla. Speed test intelligence data to H 2025.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at American Financing. Let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, what did we learn today in Denver Sports? Quite a bit.
A lot.
Quite a bit. All right. Let's start with Ross Colton for the Colorado Avalanche was traded to the Nashville Predators in exchange 2 third-round picks. The Ross Colton experience just wasn't really working out here in Denver. This comes as not only no surprise, but if you would ask me this morning who's the most likely candidate to get traded, on a day like today, I would have said Ross Colton.
Yeah, and at the beginning of all this, like Ross Colton during the regular season, he wasn't good this year. But then he had to set out a couple games at the beginning against the Kings, and he did actually really well during the postseason. And so for Chris McFarland, who's with Nashville right now, saying, I'll help you out, Sakic, by taking Ross Colton, who I was going to trade when I was with the Colorado Avalanche, but I'm going to bring him here for you. And so now the Avs are free from $4 million, making the move with Ross Colton.
All right. What else did we learn? We learned that the judge in Douglas County dropped charges against Jonathan Cooper's girlfriend, who is now saying that she is his ex-girlfriend. All right. Not a good day for Jay Coop, as you had, this time a week ago, 2 conflicting stories, and the charges against one of them have been dropped. They were both charged. One of them is now dropped. Another not a great day for Jonathan Cooper. Now, this is really something, what I'm going to read here. Harvey Steinberg, the attorney for Jonathan Cooper.
Really good at his job.
Really good at his job. Really good at his job. This is what he said, okay, to 9 News. Quote, white woman admits she was the aggressor. Admits she grabbed my client's phone out of his hand. Admits she went through it without his permission. Admits she threw it against the wall, damaging it. She makes allegations against my client, which police don't appear to believe. Charges dismissed against white woman. Prosecution against black man continues. Justice in America, end quote. I don't know. I don't even know what to.
That's why you hire somebody like that.
What's that?
I mean, that's why the players are hiring somebody like this.
1,000%.
Right? Like he's playing the game.
He is playing the game, and there is very few games that Harvey Steinberg won't play. And so here he is, clearly making it about race and about a agenda against a black man and favoring a white woman.
Big black man.
I would just ask, did the big black man put his arm around her neck and lift her off the ground to the point where a nurse says that, she could have died? Should that be included in this? I don't know. Maybe, but this is, okay.
It's just messy, man.
It is messy.
It's really messy, and now the charges are dropped from the ex-girlfriend. All eyes go to Jonathan Cooper. All eyes are going to be on this trial July 22nd if it comes down to that. And so it comes down to, is this worth it if you're Greg and Kerry Penner when it comes to a distraction? You want Jonathan Cooper to be there, the football player, but also you want him there with the right mindset. And you also want your teammates to have that right mindset with him being around, saying, hey, this isn't a distraction. Let's just go and win a bunch of games. So, man, I don't know what's getting ready to happen with this, but it just got a lot more interesting with the charges being dropped. And now you have Jonathan Cooper here waiting to hear what's going to happen with him.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting approach there from Harvey. I don't know, man. Okay. What else did we learn today in Denver sports? We saw Bo Nix back at practice, man. Yep. Such a welcome sight. The franchise quarterback, QB1, back at practice. Didn't do 7-on-7. Didn't do 11-on-11. Baby steps. All good. It was just good to see him in some capacity back on a football field with his cleats in the grass, throwing a ball to some teammates for the first time since the divisional round.
Yeah, and he stated that if it was up to him, he would be out there running around, and he feels really, really good. It's the training staff, and maybe it's Bo Lowry holding him back for the rest of this time with the mandatory minicamp, but just to have him out there throwing the ball around, jogging around, it's good to see him back. And now he can hit the ground running during the 4 weeks that they have off. And then, of course, when Kump comes rolling around July 25th or 6th, he's going to be ready to go as a starting quarterback. And now he can start building that chemistry with Jalen Waddle, building that chemistry back with Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, our boy Cortland Sutton, and of course Marvin Mims, if he's there at that time.
Yeah, and we were talking about that earlier in the show, which is why Phil says if he's there at that time. Mims, we may look back, if Marvin Mims were to get traded, we may look back and say, man, the writing was right there on the wall. It was right there. They traded for Jalen Waddle, similar skill set, but just more established in the NFL. His production from year 2 to year 3 went way down, over 500 receiving yards in year 2. to 322 total receiving yards for Marvin Mims a year ago. And then you have, they're bringing in more receivers. Like Hakeem Butler from the UFL was out there today, made a play or two. So good for him. It may be, again, one of these things where we look back and say, man, they traded Vele, they traded, or did they trade Patrick or cut him? Okay, they traded him to Detroit. We may look back and say, man, it was right there. They weren't able to figure out how to unlock him. And it's a confusing situation. It is, man. It is. This was Sean Payton after practice. If Marvin Mims need to convince them to get more touches.
He doesn't need to convince us. I feel like, each week when we go into game planning, we're always talking about certain things, and his name I know comes up from me, and every time we continue to ask him down the field, give him these opportunities, he takes advantage of it. And so he's been very consistent, and it's just a matter of getting those touches, but very important games, even in Buffalo, I could point to a number of games. So it's a good problem to have, but he's doing well.
It's a good problem to have, but he wasn't asked about a problem.
No.
The good problem he's referring to is a crowded wide receiver room. And it's interesting to hear him say, like, when we go into, game planning meetings, his name comes up from me, where I'm like, well, you're the head coach.
You're the play caller.
You dictate, where the ball goes. And so
he doesn't need to convince me. Okay, then, Coach, who does he need to convince to get more opportunities? Because when he does get the opportunities, he takes advantage of them. Big-time plays. Marvin Mims, he may be out the door because he wants to go.
Yeah.
Because he wants a different vision for himself, and it's being a receiver.
And when it came to Bo Nix's ankles, we found out for sure it was bone spurs that were in there. He got the surgery. He was uncomfortable. Said, I could have played through the season, but apparently there was enough discomfort with that ankle that it was like, okay, the downside of missing the offseason, missing a portion of the preseason, that wasn't enough to not go back in there and get rid of that discomfort. So hopefully we're out of the woods with this conversation, and we can just move forward. And we'll be back at mandatory minicamp tomorrow, day 2. We will be your eyes and ears and come in right here to report practice and all the observations that will come through over the course of tomorrow's show. But for now, we'll leave it there. Step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp.
If you have to deal with pain that causes you to struggle climbing stairs, can't kneel down, or even raise your arms, that means you don't play with the kids, golf with the guys, or get through a workday without exhausting pain. Hey, it's Mike Evans, and I'm here to celebrate what you can do. And that's exactly what QC Kinetics patients are doing, not bracing for the next jolt of pain. It's gone. They've moved on, back to living their lives. You've heard me talk about the team at QC Kinetics, and so many of you have been through their game-changing regenerative treatments, done right in the office. No missing work, no surgery, no long recovery. The inflammation calms down, the pain backs off. And they love hearing from you, how we here at The Fan help you dig out from under that long list of can'ts and get back to living your best life. So go find out what you can do. It's a good life out there, folks. Go live it to the fullest. Let's get rid of that pain starting now. The consultation's totally free to see if you're a good candidate. Call 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds